What up? How you doing? So before I bring everybody else I'm going to bring in this evening, I figured I should introduce this show that we're doing. So we came up with this crazy, stupid, fucking, totally unadvised and very unsolicited idea to have a talk show about politics and current events. Now I want to preface this before I bring up everybody and start making fools out of ourselves. But this is not a show for the well informed. Well, not a lot of us are going to be anyway. Um, we do have a couple of smart guys on the program that's going to help us out with parsing information and shit. But basically, what we're going to be doing here is discussing political topics and current events and the sort as laymen, as people who don't fucking know everything because they have lives and jobs and don't sit on the fucking computer for 16 hours looking up shit like autistic fucking people with millions of dollars to do that. We're just regular 9 to fucking fivers. That's how this is going to be presented. This is going to be a fun exercise into seeing how regular, normal humans talk about things, which is something that I don't think the internet gets a lot of these days. Normally, you just get some fucking weirdo in a room that is completely fucking isolated from the rest of the world with their millions of dollars that don't know shit about what the fuck they're talking about. So if they're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about, we shouldn't either, right? So we're going to enjoy the fun of not knowing shit too. So let me introduce my cast now that I've lowered your expectations. I want your expectations to be real fucking low, okay? Just like everybody else here. We have, he's always just nice to be here. He's going to be our updater of the evening. He's updating us on our Netflix special. We have we're calling him in our other football podcast. He may be known as Sandman, but here in UPOL, we have Sand Maga. Yes, how you doing today, bro?
It's my alternate. What's it called?
Ultimate identity.
Yeah.
Alter ego.
There you go. Alternate identity over here.
We have his.
Nemesis. Do we got my nemesis? We got my nemesis.
We had his nemesis. He's having connectivity issues, so we'll introduce him.
Just like a Democrat having internet issues, escaping the website.
Sorry. Are they having Travis? I'm sorry.
We have a new face on the unsolicited tags, on the unsolicited network podcast things that we do. We got a guy that is way smarter than us, and he sounds like it too. Okay, he definitely sounds like he's way smarter. Holy shit! Look, Hardcore Championship than any of us. See, look, I get distracted easy. So, what is up, Sir Slender? Welcome to the unsolicited programs. Bro.
Oh, hello! Thank you for having me. It's fine being here. Greetings to all you fine chaps and chapettes out there in the audience as well.
All right.
I do have to correct you. I may not be the smartest, but I definitely sound the classiest.
Sounds smarter than us already. See? It's cool. We'll be all right. Anyway, guys. So I do have other co-hosts. They will end up being here at random. This is a podcast that you're going to see a lot of faces on. One of my regular co-hosts that was supposed to be here this evening, he is inside of an ice dick. I don't know if anybody knows what an ice dick is. So if you've seen the radar in the last couple of days, there's a big giant ice penis that's basically stretching all of fucking the middle of the country. He's smack dab in the middle of it. He's lost power. He sends his regards. He would like to tell everybody that his new reign as champion will be better as the last one. And hopefully he'll be here next week. So guys, now that we got the introductions and the awkwardness out the way, right?
Hold on, I have to say something because Travis Scott is walking out with Jey Uso and he's smoking a joint. This is on Netflix. This is on Netflix. He's smoking a joint. It was a fucking fat one. At one point, I thought he was gonna pass it to Jay.
This is no
I like
longer a children's show.
He was
It's the
eating.
Democrats
Travis Scott was
poisoning our
eating.
youth, poisoning the minds of the children.
I'm
Now
sorry.
they're going to be smoking
I'll stop.
marijuana, and they're not going to be paying attention in class. They can't read. They can't write. This is the education system the Democrats want.
No, Brandon. I gotta fuck. We got too many Brendans and Brandons on this fucking show. Brandon, anytime that there's something cool going on, definitely cut in. This is going to be a politics show that is interrupted by historic wrestling.
Travis has some sort of custom belt too that he made.
That's what fucking America is about, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot of things going on today. AJ's Hawk's birthday.
Yes. Oh, by the way, guys, happy Insurrection Day.
Happy Insurrection Day.
No
Happy
insurrection
insurrection.
happened
Yes, indeed.
this time.
It's also
No
the
insurrections
Epiphany.
happen.
Apparently, it's like the 12th day of Christmas / Epiphany. I don't know, for all you Christians out there. Praise
Oh.
Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
January 6th.
There's
A lot of stuff going on today.
There was a huge snowball fight at the Capitol.
The blue-haired people did try to insurrect via snowballs.
I heard
Weird.
about that. It was posted as breaking news. Democracy is definitely at risk, apparently.
The snowball rebellion.
The biggest threat to democracy is snowball fight.
The snowball rebellion starts now, I guess. All right. So that's a good, I guess that's a good segue into our first topic. By the way, new viewers, well, all of you new viewers, this is a new podcast. How this is going to be structured poorly is we're going to have some talking points, going to be interrupted by some segments. We'll have some more talking points. That is a poor description of the structure, but it's perfect. It is a perfect description of the structure. So, our first talking point, or our first talking topic anyway, is the election. Everybody got to speak about the election, and we didn't. We didn't get to talk about it. We didn't get to talk about it. So, in case you've been living under a rock for the last fucking few months, we all know that Donald Trump won the presidency this year. He won it at an electoral score of 312 to 226. It was also a pretty fucking good year to be a Republican because they got the Senate at 53 to 47. They got the House at 220 to 215. And they got the advantages on elected governors at 27 to 23. They basically ran the whole fucking sweep.
Division wins, baby. Division wins matter.
They got the kit, the caboodle, the package, the bag of chips, and everything in between. It just Democrats took an entire fucking catastrophic loss all across the board. So that begs the first question of the day. Now I'm going to start these topics with some conversation starter questions to get things rolling. Then we let you guys take it from there. So the first question I'm going to ask: how do we get here? How do we get to the results that we're seeing today? What has changed in 4 fucking years between electing Biden and deciding, it's not fucking a good idea. Maybe we should just go back to the guy that we had before here. Well, how did we get here? Go ahead. Anybody can jump in at this point. If you want to start, Charles, you totally can.
Okay. So believe it or not, I voted for Biden in 2020 to give you an idea of where I'm at. I know I'm wearing the hat. I know there's Super Mag in the background. I know I'm going all full out on the meme, but I was a Democrat. Isn't that crazy? Just 4 years ago. At least how I see it from personal experience is the way the narrative was built during COVID in 2020 versus what we can see today. We were getting a one-track story. We stuck with it. This is what the truth was, is what you had to believe. There wasn't really anyone speaking out against it. In part, I believe, because, well, you weren't allowed to. You'd get zucked. You'd get twittered. You on the internet, Reddit. You couldn't say certain things. You just get deleted off the presence of the internet. And at some point, that started breaking down. And obviously it started with X and Twitter and Elon and all this, but it spread. Rumble got bigger. YouTube censorship got called out, so it couldn't be as obvious. Even Zuckerberg said, you know what, maybe I did go too far censoring thing. And I think that people had a bad taste in their mouth from being lied to, being suppressed. and we're fucking Americans, and we're gonna fucking rebel, and we're gonna, you tell us we can't, and we will. And yeah, people said, no, fuck this. You lied to us. We're gonna try the other guy because he's saying the right things.
That's a good summary. By the way, before I get to Slender, why are we talking? I love this. I love our following. I love our following because our following is a football and wrestling following.
Right? Is this unsolicited poll, fantasy advice, now politics? Yeah. We got a lot of things going on here.
Listen. We can walk and chew gum at the same time on this podcast, okay? So
we can all acknowledge Rhea Ripley's ass.
We've got Raw on in the background. We've got a man that's going to cut in on our podcast whenever something cool is happening. We're good, all right. You'll get your wrestling fix in this politics podcast. We can walk and chew gum on this show. All right, Slender. Before I get to you, I gotta introduce. Yes.
Holy shit, we got Obama on this program.
I told you this was going to be the most unhinged fucking podcast I've ever put together.
Mr. Nobel Peace Prize droning motherfucker himself.
We have brought all the Yes.
Okay, Obama.
Really legible.
You're gonna have to put that mic close to your mouth, just that other thing you like to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, Raw has been absolutely fucking killer.
It's literally like a pay-per-view for sure.
All right, so Slender, how'd we get here, buddy? What do you think happened?
Oh, that is the question on everyone's lips, isn't it? It's like asking how we arrive at the climax of a Shakespearean drama. Now, we've been through many acts of political theater, but this has all led us to the stage where Donald Trump once again holds the spotlight. And there are many things that have led to this that we can talk about. There is, of course, the backdrop of past policy and the public sentiment of the last few years, where, what was it? There's a tapestry of decisions from immigration reforms to economic policies, each woven with the colors of public opinion. And we also had the legal labyrinth. That was, we can't ignore that one. It was rather diminishing to Trump's allure, but it seemed to amplify it instead.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that hard.
These people are fucking retards. That's what happened.
I agree with that.
Obama, sir, this is the family show.
Thank you, Obama. Thank you. Thank you.
I think it was kind of like shooting yourself in the fucking foot to put such legal pressure on
well, look,
Trump,
whether it was legitimate or not, he was saying he was politically persecuted, right? Like that was his narrative. And then they would just keep doing more of it. So they just played right into his hands, like whether it was legitimate or not. I'm being politically persecuted. They took me down for this. And they're like, well, you know what? We're going to do it for another thing and another. And it's like, okay, but now people are really going to think he's politically persecuted. Y'all stupid. But, it is what it is.
Exactly.
I think that has something that definitely created a lot of fuel for the
whole thing was self-sabotaging. Just a lot of them don't realize it. It's actually poetic.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you can't forget the media's involvement in all of this.
That was, the whole
that goes hand in hand. That goes hand in hand with the justice thing because you had the DOJ fucking going after Trump like a hound in a state.
Oh, he recorded in a public space. That's actually a misdemeanor, so we got to take him in for that too.
On top of that, you had the media overdriving it to make sure that you knew, hey, the former president's in court again.
No. It was more like this at 11. Hitler's back in court. Like, see what he raped this time.
And after.
But let's keep it a buck though. We did rip off a bunch of people though. I mean,
we've all ripped.
We can get to that. It's just
but the thing is like this. This man has had a history. He's had a history of just not being what most people would call a representative of an ideal American. Yes, he's rich. Don't get me wrong. Everybody want to be rich. So shut the fuck up, Charles, because I can see that look on your face. All right. Ready to say some fuck shit. All right.
I love this program.
All right. But the point I'm making is there's a right way and then there's a wrong way. Come on, man. Pay your motherfucking taxes, man.
A great man like Bill Belichick said if you ain't first, you're last.
Of course. But that was Ricky Bobby, so suck my dick. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Bill Belichick, Ricky Bobby. You know.
Slender, were you done with your answer before I get to zero?
Oh, yes.
All right, zero. The answer of the question that everybody's asking, the starter question is, how did we get to the results of the election that we got to?
It's simple. It's simple. All right. The Democrats did not. They thought this was a dog walk. They thought this was gonna be freaking easy out. Like you know when you're playing kickball and that one kid steps up and everyone starts saying easy out, because they think he's gonna kick it like maybe like a quarter of the way, like past like the pitcher's mound, and it's gonna be an easy like catch. But everyone talking all that shit got him so mad he just boot that shit right out the front, right out the back of the park. That's what fucking happened. All right, let's be honest. Not everybody was really rocking with Kamala because they was rocking with Kamala. They was rocking with Kamala because she wasn't Trump. Then you got all the people that are mad at Joe Biden because they think that, such and such going on. Oh, that's all his fault. This and that. Half the shit they mad at Joe Biden about ain't even his goddamn fault. It's Congress' fault, or it's because of shit that's like out of control. For example, the whole Israel thing. Listen, AIPAC has the American government by the fucking nuts. All right? Let's keep it a buck. All right? I'm not saying that to sound anti-Semitic and none of that bullshit because I am not anti-Semitic. I'm just telling the motherfucking truth. Because let's keep it a buck. If it's anybody who like should be getting like, all this help and assistance and favoritism and shit from the American government, it's fucking Indians and black like Native Americans and black people. All right? Let's keep it a buck. Let's not like act like this ain't what the fuck this really is, all right? So because of AIPAC, fucking Joe Biden got his hands tied. All he can do is just like give words and shit from behind the pulpit, behind the fucking podium, hoping that, Netanyahu would fucking ease the fuck up. So you got people who are mad, people who are even madder because all this dumb shit's going down, and us, America, who we've been playing the fucking role of fucking world police for the past like 150 fucking years, all right, not doing what the fuck we supposed to do. Because if it was a brown people bombing a whole bunch of other brown people, we would have been all up in that ass. But since it's Israel, it's okay. And that's bullshit. So think of all the people who didn't vote for Kamala solely because of that. Then you got all the people who stay home because they don't believe in politics. Then you got all the people who stayed home because, there's no way this guy's going to win. You know what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, his base, because I'm not going to, you know what? This is normally a time when I'd probably throw some insults, but to be fair, listen, they stuck to their guns. They voted the way they was going to vote. They did what they felt that they needed to do, and they got the job done. I have to call spade a spade. All right? Like, that's a very, very powerful voting block. Are they the majority of the Americans or representing the American interests as a whole? Hell the fuck no. But they did what they were supposed to do. And for the longest time, unless it's like, oh my God, unless it was somebody like Obama, nobody came out for Hillary like that. All right. And then all these people came out for Joe Biden. A lot of these people came out for Joe Biden because they thought it was going to be Obama part 2, which it wasn't. All right. And now you put Kamala up, mind you, on one hand, yes, it was fucked up that they didn't have a new primary. But secondly, you know how long it would take to actually get that primary up and running and then come to a clear. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Go through a whole voting process, tally all those votes, and then like the week after the national election, the motherfucker don't even get the fucking like campaign on their own shit. They did so. Like, first off, Joe Biden was never the guy. He should have not went from for back to back. Mm-hmm. I mean, all right, and that's where we fucked up. That's where we fucked up. All
Let
right.
me ask you
So
something.
just to add
Oh,
on,
wait, let me finish. I'm at the end. I'm at the end.
okay.
Okay.
It's back in 2016. All right. When we see the DNC use every dirty trick in the book to push Bernie Sanders aside to put Hillary up
Yep.
on the ticket, I called bullshit.
Hmm.
I understand Hillary definitely, has
Same.
the friends in high places. All right. The current DNC chair at the time is going to be her running mate. The successor, the proposed successor, you know what I'm saying, is definitely one of her best friends, David Washington Schultz. All right. But no one really believed in Hillary. What she should have did, instead of making Tim Kaine her VP, as soon as the primary is over, she should have made Bernie Sanders her VP. She would have dog walked fucking Trump. All right? She would have dog walked that nigga because she would give the people what the fuck they want. But no, it's not about what the people want with these establishment Democrats. It's about what they want. All right? So then when 2020 came around, blue no matter who, which is just an excuse to push Bernie aside again. All right? Yeah, Joe Biden won by a landslide, by all means. But Joe Biden's name is only most recognizable in modern time because of his affiliation. Born prior to like 1990, knows for a fact that Joe Biden was a piece of fucking shit for a long ass fucking time before he became president. All right.
The Rave Act, man. Fuck
you know what I'm saying? 94 crime bill, everyone kept bringing up. Nigga, he wrote it. He wrote it.
So let me ask you a question, Andy. Real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm not
I just want to
expecting
get out of this fucking suit.
whenever
Turn the camera off.
it's cool. Whenever I ask questions to the panel, I'm not expecting you to know the statistics. I'm not expecting you to give me a perfect answer.
Oh yeah.
That's not this kind of a program. Okay. So you answer to the best of your ability. Don't feel bad about it. How many voters do you think, just if you were to ballpark it, how many voters do you think in this election that voted for Trump voted for Biden in the last election? How many voters do you think flipped?
I would just say a good maybe 6-7%.
That's what I would guess too.
6, 7.
Yep, about 6-7%.
So we more. So
you gotta count all the people.
Democrat Party didn't come out.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't come out. A lot of people didn't come out. Mind you, all right, because look at the popular votes. The popular votes was like what? 66, like 60, like 68 to like 65.
No, let's see what what was the final.
I've got the AP poll.
Yeah, it was like 68 and 65 or something like that. Like he won by like 3-4 million votes.
Trump got 77.3. Kamala got 75.
Yeah. He won by like 3 or 4, to be honest.
Yeah. But the point is, all right. So
he won in an electoral sound defeat. I wouldn't say. I was saying in the beginning that it was a landslide, and I had to actually look at the statistics of it. It's not as much of a landslide as we want to believe, but it's a very sound victory.
Oh no, I'm not doubting that's a sound victory, but the point I'm trying to make is this. So what about the other 50 or 60 million eligible voters that stayed home?
What do we think happened there? Because those guys were very fired up. Like, okay,
we have 350. We have around 388 million people in this country, and then almost was it like 240 million of these motherfuckers
and residents and
yeah, but like 240 million eligible voters.
And what do we think happened here because okay, so the reason why I asked this question is because I kind of noticed the same thing.
You have a growing diaspora of people who don't give a fuck about politics because it's been so in everybody's faces. Not to mention, all the county got a lot of these counterculture people that pride themselves on not voting. Those people have been around forever, and now, in my view, thanks to the internet, everybody has a voice. So everything they would have thought was just a vocal minority can easily just blow up and make more of an impact than you would think off the top of your head.
That makes sense.
I think
and we're still not counting people who vote third party.
Right, that too. But also, Monkey, I think part of the reason some people didn't vote is what our friend here was talking about. Andy's talking about that they had time to do. The Democrats had time to do this right, in the sense of when I voted for Joe Biden the first time, it was really under the assumption he wasn't going to run again. He was already pretty fucking old, and then they, here comes the 12th hour, 11th, 12th hour, and I see him. They're trying to push him again, and I'm like, this is insane. And if you remember, Vivek, like a year ago before the election, was saying, hey, just tell us who you're really running, because it's not Joe Biden. Everyone's like, oh, look at this conspiracy theories. And in the end, that's what they did. But because they did it so late, they didn't have the primary. Everyone got extra salty about that because they were saying, oh, we're the party trying to protect democracy. And then we literally see them skip steps in the democratic process. And yeah, people just didn't like that. They didn't show up to vote.
I won't even say it's skipping steps of the democratic process. Like literally, it's the VP stepping in place of the president in case of a presidential or something's wrong with the president.
Yeah, but then they went
That's
with
literally the VP.
Biden's still technically the president. They never.
That's not the same thing as taking the place as running for that person.
Yeah. This.
All right, go read
Let's
article
actually
10 and then
talk-
come back to me.
Let's actually talk the numbers of, you were saying the amount of people that voted compared to registered voters. How many people did you say are registered voters in the U.S.?
It's supposed to be what, like 240 million, I want to say?
No, there are 186.5 million registered voters in the U.S. and the amount of people that voted this last election was 158 million, give or take.
So that's pretty good.
Jeez. All right.
Well, we're going to play semantics. I never said...
Well, okay, so let me ask a question then on that, because that's still a what you just said.
I mean, it's a lot of people.
That's still a lot of people.
It's about 19 million people, give or take.
Yeah, it's like almost 20 million people.
But all things considered, not too bad.
What is that in comparison to the last election? Because here's my feeling on the last election while you're pulling those numbers. My feeling on the last election is that the BLM movement really and COVID really fueled that fucking election. At the end of the BLM movement, or at the height of it, I guess should say, was around election time. After we did all the burning and after we did all the rioting and after all the shit, there was such a distaste for the president. And then we were coming out of COVID and we were fucking hurting financially. Businesses were shutting down. We had blamed that all on the president. And there was like this urgency.
And Trump handled it very poorly, by the way. Like,
yeah. And there was in that election, it felt, I know a lot of people call this election the election of our future and it's life or death. I truly felt like it was way more of that kind of vibe the last.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the pandemic was fucking like apocalyptic feeling.
Yeah, there was an urgency to replace the president. And what I feel like in this election is that urgency wasn't there for the Democrats. The urgency was still there for the Republicans.
They thought they had it.
Yep.
They thought they had it.
The Democrats thought they had it in the bag. They thought this was going to be a straight dog walk.
No matter who we put in there, our followers are so devoted, they're going to vote for whoever.
And I feel like in this election, when I asked y'all the opening question, one thing that I didn't hear, I mean, Slender made kind of a mention, but it wasn't like, it hasn't been. I think people in this election and why we got to these results, and mind you, because Charles had opened up by saying what he was saying about his voting history. I am a political trader. I do not belong to anybody. I'm registered NPA. I fucking hate everybody on some level or another. I was very, 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 very anti-Republican when I was younger, but I'm starting to come a little more closer to their side and as I get older, which I think is kind of the stereotype.
Iconic, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of just how you live your life as an American. You grow up a Democrat and you mature as a Republican. It's starting to feel like that. But I have never voted a losing president either. So
same.
I voted Trump when he was against Hillary because I hated how Hillary got into the race.
Yeah,
I hated how fucking Bernie got screwed. That was
the first time the DNC cracked on us.
Huge Bernie bro on that one. I
And there's
voted
plenty you could
Biden.
say about Hillary as well that didn't really help her case.
No, at all. At all. I didn't trust Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't feel trustworthy. That was literally like the Obama felt trustworthy. I voted for Obama when I was old enough the second time.
Mhm.
Whether that was real or not, I don't know. But it felt. I'm telling you what it felt. It felt good.
But I voted Biden because I was out there in the fucking. You can ask Andy. I was out there in the streets in Miami protesting with everybody. I was a big sucker for the BLM movement. Huge into that when it first started. The George Floyd thing fucking fucked me off in a big way. So I voted against Biden, or I voted against Trump in that election. And then in this election, I voted for Trump. And here's why. And this is what I'm going to answer this question with. I voted with my wallet.
Yeah, a lot of us
That's
mentioned that.
a lot of Americans voted with their wallet.
Yep.
And there's going to be a bunch of people that you'll listen to on the internet that's going to have a bunch of different fucking explanations. And I want you guys to understand this. Those people that are making those explanations have fucking 7 figures in their bank account and they don't understand what I am about to tell you. Okay? They want to pretend that they do, but they don't truly understand what it is to make a decision between a carton of eggs and a gallon of fucking gas or a gallon of milk or a grocery bill and getting to work because you're out of gas. Okay, when you're living fucking paycheck to paycheck, this shit matters a little more. So there's 1,000 fucking explanations. Nobody fucking cares. 1, 80% of us don't understand it. 2, because you didn't teach it to us in school and we're here now. Thank God you're trying to teach it to our kids because good fucking Lord. But the second one, we don't care about the explanation. Eggs are insanely expensive. Milk is insanely expensive. Gas is insanely expensive. These are
Stay away from Publix, by the way.
These are everyday items. And it doesn't matter where you shop. It's expensive at Walmart, at Publix, at fucking Aldi's.
Well, yeah, but Publix,
Kroger, if you're up fucking north. These things are everyday items that we need to survive, and they're expensive. And it's getting harder to acquire them. It's getting harder to get help to acquire them. If you're in a lower budget fucking tax bracket where you might be able to get some assistance from the state, you're getting less and less and less by the year. There's no way to make an American feel good about that, and they're going to vote against the president that happens under, and it happened under Biden. So, I mean, there's going to be 1,000 people that will come up with different narratives on that. That's how most Americans voted. And why are most Americans voting on the Hispanic side this year? Because they blame that problem on the border. That's where you lost the Hispanics. That's where you lost some of the black men. Because they also voted with their wallet and they voted on the border. And I know this is a shocker to most people, the border issue is actually a bigger problem to Hispanics than white people. They care more about that. That's why you lost the Hispanics, Democrats. 1,000%. That's why you lost the Hispanics.
and they don't even think. Democrats generally don't even think of that as an issue. By the way, they don't.
Yeah. Because they think racistly, and I'm going to say it because it's the quiet part out loud, they think racistly that Hispanics are automatically against border policy because that's how they got here. Most of them didn't get here that way. They were born here, and they view that just as big as a problem as their white friend named Joe. All right? Probably bigger because they're poor. So, like, no, the border issue was a big one to Hispanics, and they want it secure. And they do not like the messages and the verbiage that they've gotten for 4 years on that particular policy. They don't like Pepsi commercials, guilt tripping you about
I gotta
lettuce.
stop you.
Go ahead.
This Hulk Hogan's coming out.
That's
Nice.
very important. That's America, brother.
That
That's
is America.
Trumpomania, brother.
Also, there was a promo with Roman Reigns that is alluding to him being the cover of 2K25.
Love it.
And they have January 27th as a set date for
So while the
something to come out.
Hulkster is out here now, I can tell you, this is
USA, brother.
American as fuck, because the Hulkster would agree. The border policy needed to be fixed. The Democrats were not putting out the messaging that the American public wanted to hear. And this is going to be hard for Andy and a few the other leftists that might watch this program now or later to hear. But we are so with the whole deporting them thing. We don't want them here. There's
all right. But here's the thing
about that.
Who's gonna foot the bill?
I don't. That's for the American government to figure out. And you're right.
You sure we got the right people for the job there?
Listen.
Because unless they throwing up that $13 billion out their motherfucking pocket, it ain't gonna happen.
Listen, it's probably
we're gonna stop funding the wars. We're gonna fund America.
It's probably like how we're gonna fund, like how we fund everything else. They're gonna tax us out the ass, and then you, Andy.
Oh, but I thought you guys didn't like higher taxes.
And then you, Andy, get to say that. Well, you voted for this.
And trust me, you don't understand. There's a whole lot of I Told You shows like right over the horizon.
But you're going to be surprised at how many Hispanics tell you it was worth it. They're willing to pay that tax. If it means that the fucking people at the border get sent back to their country and try again, they are actually willing to pay that tax. If you were to ask them, just the normal Cuban in Miami, they would tell you that they would give up $20 more off of their check to make sure that Juan in Mexico doesn't get to jump the border. That's exactly it. And I know that it sounds rough because of how I'm presenting it, but I want to present it like this because there's so many people that'll sit here and sweet talk it and try to act like it's not what it's not. And it is what it is. Motherfuckers here that got here don't want to see other people hit home base. So they're preventing that. You know
you live in a home of wet foot, dry foot?
Yeah, not anymore. Trump took.
Wait. Here we are, though. But for years and years and years, you got to see it from my perspective.
Well, no, I understand. I came here.
Listen. All right. So now compared to me, whose folks had to go ahead and jump all the hurdles, all the hoops. Let me finish. Jump all the hurdles, all the hoops, sign all the paperwork, crossed all the T's, dot all the I's, so they can be here today. But one of y'all can just, hop like 6 deep in a canoe, make your way over here, and you straight. In fact, I remember seeing this shit unfold in front of my eyes over the course of a week. And this, I think, is one of the things that kind of like radicalized me in that particular case. Because there's this big ass news event because these 3 like Cuban dudes, they was on a crate or something like a crate boat, and it fell apart. And they were like 2-3 miles off the coast of like Key West, right? Mm-hmm. They all swam for it. Now, the Coast Guard caught up to them. And the Coast Guard was chilling like, hey, if you want help and we save you, we got to send you back. But if you make it, you make it. 2 out of 3 made it. I don't know where the heck those other 2 motherfuckers are today. It is what it is.
Probably
right?
Back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right. 1 week later, a tugboat full of Haitians comes through. Slides right up Key Biscayne. All right. Not only were these people were organized, bro. These people like low key, like they almost hit the sandbar. Everyone got out with all their shit and ran. There was a caravan of Toyotas and Nissans and shit waiting for them. All right, they all got into it. INS went and spent every last dollar to hunt every last of these motherfuckers down and sent their ass right back to Haiti. All right, now look at the state of Haiti right now.
But you see how that's a broken system, right?
It is a broken system. So, wait. So, the point I'm trying to say is, if you know you're coming from a horrible, like fucking like living situation to make it here, America, land of the free, home of the brave, land of milk and honey, all that blah blah blah, yakety smackety. They've been shoving down our throats for fucking centuries now. We're just about, you know what I mean? To make it over here. And then you're just gonna go ahead and tell these motherfuckers no. Why? Because they black? Because they black, huh? No. Wait. Let me finish. I was looking for hypothetical because rhetorical. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Rhetorical. Anyways, no matter what those people do, they're always at the targeted end of some bullshit. Look at the motherfuckers they went. They did their shit. They filled out the paperwork. They came out here on protected fucking whatever in fucking Springfield. They're literally turning that town's economy around. All right? That place was one fucking blizzard away from being a fucking like ghost town. Now you got people working the factories. People are staffing the restaurants. People actually can go make enough money to eat in those restaurants. All right? New businesses are opening up there. And what do these fuckers do? Oh, they're eating the dogs and cats. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. All right?
But where are they eating the dogs?
Which, by the way, just wanted to put that out there, Charles. That shit was stupid.
Like, no matter what these people do, they're always under the scrutiny because when it comes to immigration and everyone want to talk about, oh, we got to deport all the illegals and this and that and this and that, y'all don't even treat the legal immigrants right.
But, okay.
So if you're going to make that, listen, if y'all going to make that like a key point or whatever, listen, if you do crime, you get the fuck out. All right? Which is understandable, right?
So what are you arguing in favor for exactly here?
I'm arguing in favor that on a cultural level, that we give the same amount of respect and scrutiny to different people from different cultures that actually make their way over here, especially when they follow the fucking rules.
Okay, that's fine. But the ones that came here legally, get them all out.
All right, yeah, you say the ones that came here illegally, you mean picking your fruit? The ones that are fucking mowing the lawn? Listen. Wait. I'll tell you this right now, Charles. I can tell you ain't never seen the back end of a fucking lawnmower in your entire goddamn life.
I've used a lawnmower before. I used to live in a yard or where there's a yard.
Ooh.
I used to have a yard.
I'm calling cap.
I mean, wait. It was hard. It was when one of those you pull the thing and you just put it.
No, what it is no. What it is, all right. So, all right. Before you get into that, Slender, so let me just go ahead and just get down to the brass tacks. So what we have is we got a bunch of Latinos who think they're essentially white.
Yeah.
And treat them like bullshit the same way that white people treated black people throughout fucking Jim Crow. All right, this is a new Jim Crow. It should be like Juan El Crow or some shit like that in fucking Spanish. I don't speak no fucking Spanish, so I can't even fucking say no shit like that. But you know goddamn well what the fuck I'm saying.
El Crow.
All right.
Slender, go ahead before we get to my next.
Why is it your assumption that it would be illegal immigrants doing these different work in general?
Because the Browns do the fucking fruit picking.
Do you see how that makes me sound?
All right. First off, when it comes to like our broken immigration system, it's been broken for so long that our fucking culture and our fucking way of life is actually fucking like adjusted to it. All right, motherfuckers been looking the other way for motherfucking staffing like illegal immigrants for decades. For decades. Y'all's over here crying about, oh my God, milk and eggs are so expensive and this and that. What's going to happen when you kick out all that cheap labor?
But you don't think
people just trying to make a living? Mind you, on top of that, at the same time, most of these people, they got paperwork that's been sitting there in limbo for 15, 20 motherfucking years so they can actually become fucking actual citizens.
And that is
we're going to fix that.
I agree with that.
Let me
ask you. We're going to fix that. Why would we fix that first? Before we worry about kicking out illegal aliens.
I want to ask you a question on the one thing that you.
What?
Because I gotta know.
What?
You said that, these illegal immigrants got these jobs in the farms, and we've been working on that. Like, we've been looking the other way for a while. These guys have been great for our economy. Good. What about the people that got here legally that are looking for jobs right now? The same people.
Same brown people.
that could be doing that same labor, but they can't because these illegals got here and beat them to the base first because they had to go and do it the right way. And now they did it.
People should aspire to do that. If you went and got your papers, you can't go for another job. I guess there's no better jobs out there, huh?
If you circumvent the actual legality of it, how do you ensure that we can provide for everyone's needs while maintaining the actual resources and security?
Oh no, trust me. Well, it's just going to get more expensive. So I'm just letting you know now, it's about to get more expensive.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, you're misunderstanding me. It's the same. We're talking about immigrants, right? It's the same people. You would pay them the same way, but the illegals get to these jobs first because they got here illegally. They skipped the process of getting here. So the other, they're basically their countrymen that did do the process legally by the time they get here.
All right, so here's the glaring point that you're missing. Wait, here's the glaring point.
Let me just say something here because no one's seeing this fact. The difference between the two is one of them you can pay them below minimum wage. The other one will probably ask for at least minimum wage.
We don't pay.
Which is very much what I'm about to say next, because here's the thing. Because when it comes to those legal immigrants, of course they're not going to go for jobs like that because they have the paperwork so they can work elsewhere. The legal immigrants work those illegal they work those jobs because those jobs are going to ask for questions. You can't be an illegal immigrant and work in a bank. You can't be an illegal immigrant and work as a teacher in the school. You can't be an illegal immigrant and work as a data systems analyst. It don't work that way. It don't fucking work that way. So those jobs that you can't get when you're illegal, if the legal people are getting those jobs and you're mad because you can't get those jobs, that says more about you than the illegal immigrants.
Brother, you realize
half these motherfuckers don't even speak English, bro. You lost your job, so don't even speak your native language.
There you go.
What's wrong with you?
These people coming here.
These guys are both coming from the same place. It's just the method of getting here.
Damn, I don't.
All right, but I'm not gonna. People that go through the trouble to go ahead and get legal aren't gonna work those jobs. They can actually fill out for other jobs. You know these motherfuckers working at call centers right now.
You don't know that.
That's not a crazy assumption. This is a direct observation. I know people on both sides of that fucking fence.
Listen, there's plenty of people that get here legally that do not have the fucking means, education, financial ability to get these jobs.
Okay,
that
it's like saying
depends on like I need to be a mover, or I need to be a lawnmower, or I need to be a janitor somewhere.
Like who?
These
and if you
do people not work at McDonald's? Do people not work fast food? Do people not work?
The people that live in the ghettos, but they got here legally.
It's Slender saying something he was saying.
All right, and now between those people and the people who got here illegally, who has a better chance at actually going ahead and advancing to better work and better life and better everything? Who has a better chance?
The ones with the papers. Okay,
all right. So why are we complaining about the bottom of the barrel? Why are we complaining about who's still at the starting line when it's the finish line that matters?
Because the bottom of the barrel is not the bottom of the barrel anymore. The bottom of the barrel is like way the fuck up here now. A lot of people are in this situation after 300 fucking recessions and a COVID era. Like, yeah, a lot of people are actually at the bottom of the barrel. Isn't this little thing anymore? We're actually all kind of in this together, dude. Like, we're not in the financial situations.
I'll tell you this right now. Ain't nobody that's smart enough to do something other than manual labor is going to do manual labor.
Okay, so
that's a fact. So leave the people who don't have a choice but to do
number of people in the U.S. as well, right?
Oh yeah, you mean those people on disabilities that were taken away like year by year? Those pensions that are disappearing? Because you know Social Security next, right?
What?
You know Social Security next, right?
Oh,
you know Social Security next, right?
Program's gone unhinged.
All right, hold on.
Nah, you said you wanted me to go ham. I'm going ham, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, please.
The question is, though, how did you get to that?
Imagination land and Reddit.
While you're doing that, I can hear
What did he say? What happened? What happened?
They're taking our jobs and our Social Security, bro.
Who's taking our jobs?
Yeah, right. First off,
go ahead and say what you was gonna say, and then Zero, you can finish what you're gonna say, and then I'll get to the next question.
I just heard compensation brought up about the whole thing, and I was just going to ask, if you kept out the actual illegal immigrants and only let the legal ones in, how would they have an issue with paying less? Wouldn't they
No, they
all be
wouldn't.
getting
They
minimum
wouldn't
then?
in turn, but I feel like the the thing is, the people that benefit from that, we need to take a look at that too. Do they hold any positions of power where they influence and hold
Well, not
influence over
saying
these?
they would be making minimum wage, because if you're keeping the illegal immigrants out, there's no actual drive to go after them to
Yeah.
pay for a cheaper
But-
labor
So yeah,
force.
so he's
But-
saying that we're
It goes
paying-
back
I'm
into the
saying
whole
that
resources
there's
thing.
people in power that definitely want to keep it the way that it is.
Oh, of course there are people that want that. Everyone loves a little bit of slavery.
Because like it's
If you
something
really
that
want
we
to talk
could've-
of slavery,
it's something
you gotta
as
see
a
what they're
country
doing
we
to these
could've
fucking prisons,
actually
private prisons
deserved.
that we have all over the goddamn country. You know what
It's
these
something as a
motherfuckers is
country
doing
we
now?
could've
They have
been taxed
motherfuckers on
and
work
been
release
taxed.
programs.
Been
So
done.
you work at McDonald's, the guy next to you making $18 an hour or some shit. You're doing the same exact work. You get $2 an hour. That extra
Don't go to
16
prison.
bucks goes straight back to the fucking prison.
Don't go to prison.
They can't get all that money on their books. You know what I'm saying? Think about it.
So
You get
I
$2
will
on
agree,
commissary, everything
the
else.
business is something that should be dismantled and rethought through, because it is definitely something that it has been taken advantage of.
The prison in
Thank you.
I do
Thank
also
you.
have to agree that don't go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, super. Don't go to prison.
Probably
It's a
don't
life
go to
choice,
prison.
guys. Don't do it. Just
Don't do it,
just don't.
guys.
Well, no.
It's not worth
You
it.
know what? I'm not even gonna.
They're gonna work
I'm not even gonna
Luigi to
say
the
that. All right.
bone.
Yeah, but
Breaking
think of
the
all those
law is
people who wind up in
illegal.
prison on trumped up charges that they had nothing to do with.
You're gonna have to pull up that stat.
I mean,
You sure that's the stat you want pulled up for you? Because I will hurt your feelings.
I'm sure.
I mean, we literally
yes,
just had a
there-
black man
You're not
executed in
afraid of
Minnesota.
stats
Wait.
here.
We
You're not.
literally just had a black man executed in fucking in Minnesota this year, or like last year, despite DNA evidence that came out that exonerated him,
He's not
and
wrong.
they still killed his ass.
Okay,
not
Remember, listen, wait. Let me
I'm
turn
not
my
saying
camera
it
back
doesn't
on
happen.
to give you a reminder, because I might be talking behind an avatar, but I'm not one that always hides behind one. I am a black man. I deal with a lot of shit that nobody else in this fucking group is dealing with. All right? So please keep that in mind when you're talking your shit. Thank you very much.
Don't turn off your camera. Bring it back up.
I want the do-rag. I want the do-rag and the American flag.
Good, dude. That was
I want you
it.
to be as black as fuck. I want to tell me that Tyreek
Oh
is
my
the number
god,
one
I
hero.
loved that. Holy shit, that was great. Andy, all right, you're a fucking hero.
Like, listen, I understand we have a fucked up system out here,
We do.
but this is something that we have to approach strategically. Broad strokes are not going to help us here. All right. This is like surgery.
I
This is
agree
something
with
that
that.
needs to be handled with a scalpel, not a battle axe. And people are crying for the fucking battle axe. They're
Here's
just
the
like,
thing.
oh, let's just kick all the illegals out. That's a battle axe.
Here's
That's
the thing. I'm gonna
stupid.
present you- I'm
And
gonna
it's
present
going
you
to hurt
a-
us more
be
than it's going
fair,
to
they
help
said
us.
they're getting rid
Listen.
of the criminal ones first.
Listen,
I think that's a
they
good
are.
battle axe.
That's where they're
That's
going.
already the status quo. That's already what they're supposed to do.
No, they're gonna actually ice them motherfuckers though. Like they're gonna. Holman
We
is
haven't
not
been
fucking
sending
around with
anybody
that.
back. We love them.
They're icing the motherfuckers out. But I'm gonna present to you a problem, and then maybe you guys can help me solve it. The problem a lot of people have pointed out is honestly not really the illegals, right? Like the media wants you to believe that that's the issue, especially the Democrat media would like you to believe that that's the issue because it's a simple one to answer. Like, well, they're fucking illegal. They're not supposed to be here. Well, what are we could? But that's not the actual problem that's being described. It's immigration as a whole in the country is kind of an issue. The asylum system is kind of an issue. You get in,
Useless. It's broken.
you get in legally. You hit one of the borders. You get in legally. They send you fucking some, or they send you somewhere with some fucking papers. Hey, we'll see you whenever we see you. We'll get you legal.
7
But
years.
until then, you know, go live the
Hang
fucking
out.
American dream. Here's some fucking money to help you get started. Go live the fucking American dream. You know,
Hang out. It's America, you know. Go do
and
what you
then
want.
Have a good
we
time.
only have so many fucking
Make yourself
people
at home.
processing these asylum claims.
We need AI to do it.
Only so many processes going on by humans every day for these asylum claims, and they're not getting to as many people as they're intaking. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that have been just floating in the country for like 7, 8, 9 years, still waiting for their asylum court date from the last decade. Like, that's a broken system. We're not processing the legal ones in a way that sustains our country, like, at all, bro. Like, and when we're starting to talk about the wallet and the voter again, they look on this that people look for shit to blame when they don't want to blame themselves, right? They're gonna blame everything else. When I'm broken, shit's too expensive. What's making it too expensive? They're gonna look at these things and blame these things. The legal issue.
Facts.
Forget people that are doing the border jumping because that's already illegal. We're telling people hit the border and we'll process you when we can get you, but come in and hang out and we'll get you when we get you, and we never get to them. And they're eating resources in a country that's screaming at you that they don't have any. Like, so it's a broken system, and that system I feel like needs to be fixed. Forget the actual illegal immigrants. We were at Andy's right. We were at a point in this country we can afford, and it was actually good for our economy, a wet foot, dry foot policy. Now our asylum system's so backed up we can't afford a wet foot, dry foot policy. Like, so yeah, illegal immigrants are getting a lot of the blame because the media, Democrat media wants to blame that because it's easy to answer. But the true fucking problem is the actual legal system.
Has anybody ever played like a city builder here?
Yeah.
So it's like when you're building a city builder and you have this one thing that's an issue in your city, but you're like, oh, I can wait for a little bit. And then you keep pushing it off like that, and eventually it becomes a really big problem. And I feel like that's what immigration is in whole. Like, it's always been there. It's always been something that hasn't been perfect and hasn't been meticulously looked at. And now, because of that, this is all come to like a breaking point, like where it is. Like, you know, now we're all backed up. We can't get people legal fast enough because there's thousands of them coming in.
And we don't know which
day,
claims are legitimate. We don't, because people come in on false claims. We don't know which claims are legitimate because fucking we're not getting to them quick enough. And it's not, this is the problem that I see. When we talk about, because a lot of people are touchy-feely about these subjects, when we talk about fairness and morality, it's not fair to the American. It's not fair to the immigrant that's coming in. It's not fair to the people that go to the fucking store, and it's not fair to the people that work the fucking store. It's not fair to the economy that they're coming in. And it's not fair to the fucking display of the American dream that we give these people. None of this is fucking fair. So I think you have to, and this is shit that people don't like to hear from me, close the border, solve the asylum problem, and then reopen the border again. But you can't solve the asylum problem while continuously flooding it at the same time. It's like trying to fucking mop the ocean. You're never going to get ahead of the problem. You have to put a pause on immigration, fix the asylum system, get to the claims that we already have. People are already here legally. get to the fucking claims that we already have, and then reopen the border. And I promise you, it'll run a lot smoother. But like where we're at now, dude, it's too many people coming in and not enough people crossing.
This guy put China in the background. I just noticed.
China. All right, and anybody want to jump in here?
China.
Anybody
China.
want to get in before we get to the next question?
Next question.
All right. Does the election results speak to a change in American culture?
Fuck yeah.
Go ahead and
Yep.
elaborate.
Hell yeah. You know how many things we could say now and probably not get banned off all platforms? I'm not going to say them right now, but you guys know. You guys know what I'm talking about. We got all that tick-tarded people out there that we can call them out on now. And yeah, I think America kind of got sick of the woke culture. It kind of ate itself near the end. Everything just overproduced in our face with no depth, just there for the sake of it being there. We just got sick of it. So I think that was also part of Trump's movement to victory there, was like the Dems telling us, no, we need to be PC and woke and conscious of every little thing and don't offend anybody. And people got sick of that shit. And they said, this party's nuts. We're not doing that no more. So that's pretty sure. But I think, yeah, America's definitely said we're back to the early 2000s where we can have, you know, nobody was offended by anything. Like we had peaked as a society.
That's fucking cap.
That's cap.
That's hella cap.
Sorry, that's super
That is hella cap.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Maybe for a certain
about
group of
everything. You
people,
want me to go
but-
down the list?
Maybe for a certain group of people, but I am telling you 100% that there are certain groups out there that this doesn't.
No. It's the exact group that like him that's saying that type of shit. That we're offended about everything. We forgot about the Satanic Panic, gangster rap, Harry Potter, Magic the Gathering.
So yeah, we've always had Karens. They're still Karens. They still exist. They're a species.
Oh, so it's different now.
Aside from those fucking.
Oh, it's different now.
Hell
They
yeah,
look like the same old shit to me.
bro.
I would say it's different because they actually try to dig their claws into things like media to push it among not just everyone else, but even children.
So you think is that the woke mob that's doing that, or is that advertisers that want to make money?
It was
Because one of the most common complaints I hear from you fucking magtards is crying about how, oh, I can't say this on this platform, even though it's a private fucking platform, got nothing to do with the fucking government, is a private fucking platform. Like, when you went and you signed up for that platform, there was a lengthy terms of service that you clearly did not read or pay attention to when you signed, you scrolled all the way to the bottom of all that fucking text and clicked, I accept. So once you went, you want access to that network, that's their rules. Don't do that shit. Don't do that blah, blah, blah shit with me, motherfucker.
But no,
All right.
why I'm doing blah blah
But
blah.
that
because
thing-
then you
no,
find out
You're over
that
here
they're
sitting there shaking your head, like I'm just talking out of my ass.
working with the
Did
government.
you not sign a TOS
Private
before you went
after
on
all.
Facebook? Did you not sign a TOS before you went on YouTube?
Yeah, I signed the 2S for it being a private entity, not for it being a private entity working with the government.
Who said
No,
it
no, no, no,
First off, the government don't work. The government has no. Oh my god, the government has no say on what these people do. Is those people saying
Really
because
now?
really? Because the thing is, the only people they really first off, only people they really got an answer to is the FCC, and that's only for regular TV.
Oh,
All right.
FBI
Didn't
agent would
Facebook
say,
and
okay.
Zuckerberg come
Let me
out with a
finish
statement
fucking
that actually
talking.
said
We're
that they
on
were
Rumble right now.
influenced?
Where are
by
we
the
now on Rumble
administration?
right now? Wait, are we now on Rumble right now?
Yeah, we.
And what was the point of going on Rumble? So we say whatever the fuck we want. That was their whole fucking skilo. Hey, you can say what the fuck you want here. And then time and time again, certain time you see people, they start to get kicked, they start to get banned. Because you know why? Because that type of fucking edgy ass bullshit doesn't make them any money. Y'all get views, but doesn't get advertiser money. And that's where the real money's for. That's how the whole Twitter thing went down in the first place. All right? How do you think the whole Twitter thing went down and how there's all players complaining like a motherfucker? He was like, you know what? Then I'm gonna let people do whatever the fuck they want. And yeah, the numbers are up. Was the money up? Nope. You know what I'm saying?
The money was fucking inflated in the first
Shit.
place.
He's literally using all his other fucking money that he's getting from other shit to keep Twitter afloat.
No,
And this is why he wanted to go ahead and get in the fucking coach of Trump. So now he can get his hands on that government money so he can go ahead and keep this shit floating, keep this ball rolling.
Yeah,
All right? Now,
Yeah, but
wait. But let me finish my original point before this man started making fake
Before
ones.
you,
Anyways,
before you jump to
point
that
is-
next point, wait. When you go on the toss thing, I agree with you, but things said, it's one thing when it's like, all right, I couldn't have said this on Facebook, it goes against toss. It crosses the bounds of reality when people start being affected at their actual real life jobs, though. All right, because it's
so you don't agree to a code of conduct when you go to a job?
yeah, nowhere in that
Does
code
your
of
code of
conduct.
conduct take place when you're outside of your place of employment?
Depending
Yeah.
where you are, yes. I currently just scored a job with a company talking about if I go online, I start talking shit about the company. Guess what? I get fucking fired.
If you're
Yeah,
representing your company
in the
outside of company
TOS.
hours, you should be getting paid for that.
I agree.
Otherwise, you shouldn't be having to represent your company.
I agree.
Like for example, if you're off the
Well,
clock,
we wouldn't have like that standard
let me
before
tell you.
internet.
Let me tell you this. So you're off the clock, right? You go to like a bar to grab a drink or something, and you get into a fist fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And everybody see that shit goes viral. Does that not make
Okay.
that company look bad?
Well, no one needs to know who you're working for.
Not if I'm not unless I'm wearing my company's uniform.
Whoever the fuck's
There
putting that
you
video
go.
World Star ain't
There
gonna
you go. If
blur
you're
out
wearing your
the
work shirt,
fucking
that's
logo on my
different.
shirt.
Why would you
Huh?
go out drinking wearing your company logo and getting
Because I work an actual job unlike whatever the fuck you do. When I go off of work, I need a fucking drink. So I take my ass to the fucking bar after work. Just like the rest of these fucking servers and other fucking ITB people. I don't know what the
I
fuck
work
you
in
do
an
for a
office
living,
as
but you're
well,
sure the
sir.
fucking ITB, you're gonna ask a dumbass question like that.
Oh man, you couldn't carry.
Okay, well let me listen. Then let me say it like this. I don't agree that you should be fired for that. Doesn't matter what makes the company look. I don't agree that you should.
I would argue that you
Imagine
could
there are certain
Well, who
schools,
instigated
there are
the
certain
fight?
schools where students have a code of conduct that applies to when they're at home too.
If you're going out getting into a fight yourself, then okay, yes, you are at
Oh,
fault
so
there.
I'm
The
gonna-
company
yeah,
should have a right.
that doesn't
You're
necessarily mean I
wearing the
started the
company
fight.
uniform.
I have never been the type of person to start fights. I'm the one to always finish them. All right, I don't
Well, if
care.
you get into a fight, you're defending yourself. That's a different story.
Yeah, you'll still get in trouble.
But that shouldn't be.
That's the point I'm making.
Well,
Some
we disagree
dipshit
with
wants to
that.
go ahead, record it, yell at World Star, so they can go ahead and get clicks on fucking Instagram and shit. Now you gotta lose your job because some dipshit decided they had to fucking put hands on you, and another dipshit had to fucking document it and display it to the whole goddamn world. You ain't got control over that. You really don't. So if
I
the least
feel
these people
like
do
that
is, hey,
is
don't
it,
talk
though.
shit about us on social media while you're working for us, that
No,
seems like a fair
that's
fucking
not-
thing
That
to
is
do.
also
that
that
is
is also a very
absolutely-
That has
slight
nothing to
chance
do
of a
with that, no.
situation
That has nothing
compared to
to do with
outside of
100%
work.
disagree.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, on top of that, all right, you know what? Let's take it a step further. All right, we're all adults here. When we were kids, did your mom ever tell you, hey, when you step out that door, you know you represent this family with everything you do?
No.
So you got,
No.
all right, well,
No.
that's why you have no pride in your fucking life, anyways. Okay.
That's a crazy assumption.
Oh yeah, no, well, I mean, he
That's
has no
very
pride for
fine.
himself. That's why he's fucking going with the fucking wave. Because
No,
always these
listen.
motherfuckers, they got no personality, nothing cool about them, nothing that's relevant. So they go ahead and make Trump their whole goddamn fucking personality.
No,
Oh
look,
yeah,
let's
because
get out of
on
here.
every other
Or they
program,
make
I'm
them fake
definitely
ones like this
just
guy
like
to the left of me.
Listen, when it comes
My
to
personality, I am a fancy Slenderman, sir.
Yeah, we got a fancy slender man. We got Trump rep.
when it comes to the job thing,
Slender Man ain't never ran up on nobody in the ghetto. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit, bitch.
I don't agree. Listen, I don't agree
Oh, if you knew the person
unless you
behind
are
the
being
Slenderman.
paid. Because I'm totally with Slender Man on this. Sir Slender, don't fucking.
Talk your
Anyway.
shit, son. Talk your shit.
I agree with Tim on that. Unless you're getting paid for it, I don't think once you clock out of any job, no matter if you're a football player, policeman, basketball player, representative of a company, face of a company, CEO, doctor, health advisor, whatever. Once you clock out of that job, you could go sit outside in fucking public with your dick out
and they shouldn't be
I don't know
able to
about that.
fire you.
Nah.
Oh, that's a little far. Maybe on your own property.
Yeah, maybe exactly. Like, come on, bro.
Obviously,
Tell you, come on.
obviously on your own property, don't get fucking arrested. Don't listen to that advice.
All right.
Those
All right,
are
but here's the
all-
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
I
thing. Here's the
don't
thing.
think. I
All right,
don't think a
because the
job
thing is
should
like
be
this.
able to
When you go get a
say
job,
the
wait, hear me out. Hear me out.
time card.
We needed that. Oh shit! It ended.
All right. When you go out to get a job, you get vetted for that job, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
you get
fun,
vetted for the
fun.
job. You got the job. Now somewhere along the line, they find out you on some fuck shit. That's gonna make the company look bad, whether you're out there wearing their shirt or not, because they're like, "Oh, he worked at this place and this, and that." Look what happened when the people went and they snitched on Luigi, and everyone started talking shit about McDonald's.
We're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's just a
we
very.
can't control. All right, remember
It's a
what
very
Tommy Lee
fine
Jones
line.
said? Wait, hold on. Remember what Tommy Lee Jones said in the beginning of fucking Men in Black? Well, in the middle, more like
Mhm.
that a person can be smart, but people are stupid. The fact that people are stupid are why these guidelines and these rules fucking exist, because people are stupid. All right, at the end of the fucking day.
People have
But-
the right on their off time to be stupid, and they should not be penalized by their place of employment for what they do in their private time.
Unless it is in clear, full display. For example, talking.
I don't
stupid
give a
shit
shit
on
if it's
social
in
media.
I wouldn't say that unless it's in
Hey,
violation of the law. Then I would say okay.
Yeah, unless it's if you break a law, that's different.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in clear full display or not. That's my private time. That's on my motherfucking time. I'm not wearing your company shirt and I'm not on your motherfucking time. That's my social media. It says my motherfucking name. I don't give
And
a
you
fuck.
gotta
I'm-
make sure you read that TOS before you sign up for that job.
It should be, in my opinion, fucking
Yeah.
illegal for a company
That's true.
to even put that as a TOS.
But okay. So just look at it this way, because like look at the extreme issues. Like, what if you were like a fucking Nazi extremist on your personal time, and you did it, and
LARPing a Nazi.
you flew a flag at your house, and somebody found out. If the job, I would say yes and no. I agree with they shouldn't and they should, because like at the end of the day, it's just up to like the job if they want to be associated with someone like that. And I feel like in that
I would say
situation,
it's the extent of how you
It's like
bring
a
it. Do you bring
fine
it into
line,
the
you know?
office?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That's different.
I
That's-
feel like
that's
if they
workplace
were to
environment.
find out on a whim, just randomly, and not because, oh, you brought it around or something, you know, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. I would feel like in a perfect world, yeah, let's not fire the dude. He does like, let's say he's a perfect employee. Let's not fire the dude. He's a perfect employee. There's nothing wrong with the guy, but we don't live in a perfect world, you know.
I think this
Indeed.
argument speaks to the culture shift.
There's gonna be that one person that's like, I don't want to be associated with that guy. That guy gives me some feelings.
I think this argument that we're having, me and Zero, speaks to the culture shift that I think happened. That while I don't think it was the major part of the election that have sway in it, people are tired of hearing that. By and large, people are tired of hearing that. People are tired of hearing people make excuses for companies, whether it's legit or not. People are tired of hearing valid or invalid excuses for companies censoring your speech and being allowed to do so. And they're voting for people that are starkly against that. Like, and there's no one that is more starkly against social medias right now censoring free speech than the president that's coming in. So I think by and large, on a cultural level, people are tired of being told what they can and cannot say. And it's as clearly simple as that. People are actually tired because we are fucking Americans. We don't like being told what to do.
I feel like it's half and half, because I feel like in the same sentence where we say that, the same people that want a voice, like there's people out there that want a voice, but then also in the same sentence, in the same breath, don't want other people to have a voice.
Thank you.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too, but there's a lot of people that voted that want that shut down just as much. People
Right.
that
Yeah, we're gonna be
voted.
like,
Go
because
ahead.
a
Go
lot
ahead.
of these people, because a lot of these people will say the same thing that you just said. That oh yeah, we can say what the writers look at all this shit. Oh man, we don't have to do this woke shit no more. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, because things like racial
Then the second you say
disparity.
something they don't like, it's then okay, you can't say that.
Yeah,
First
and I
of all,
don't.
the difference
I
thing
don't
is you
agree
can't
with that
say
shit
that.
either, bro.
The difference is you can't say that without consequence. There's a difference between freedom of speech and freedom of consequence. A lot of people keep forgetting that they're not one and the same.
And I don't think I understand. First off, understand that. I don't think it should exist. I don't think there should be a consequence. And people that voted like me agree. Because it goes back to the core thing that I just said. People are fucking tired of being told by anybody what they can and cannot say in fear of consequence or toss or whatever. People just want to speak now. Whether you like it or not, whether you listen or not, people want the duct tape off of their mouth. They want to be able to speak free of reprisal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but look at some of the things that they're saying
sorry.
that bring on that reprisal.
Hey.
Because listen, someone calls me the N-word, I'm beating their motherfucking ass.
No. Now
I'm
listen.
sorry.
That's hate.
You're totally within your right to do that too.
And
I totally agree with that.
Punch him out.
I
There's the
totally
consequence.
agree with that.
There's the
totally
consequence.
agree with that. But I think we should let it play out like that, actually. Because then I want to see the people that get knocked out for saying the hard R. I want to be able to see the racists up front. I would like to not know after 20 years of going to fucking rec room with Bob to play basketball that actually Bob was a Nazi and I never knew. I want to fucking know. You know?
Yo,
So
Andy,
if that
trust
means
me, they're
more
Nazis,
people are
I'll tell
getting
you.
their fucking jaws wired because they don't know how to stop saying hard R to their black friend, so fucking be it. But they should be able, without reprisal, unless their black friend wants to wire their mouth shut, to be able to say it without their job taking away their livelihood, without the social media banning their ability to say it.
So Andy,
I want to see these people so that I can knock them out.
So Andy, if Antonio Brown called you a hard R, would you knock him out or try to knock him
Yep.
out?
So I guess the question would be to everybody is if we owned a business and you had an employee and on a whim, but doesn't matter how you found out, let's say that they used the hard R somewhere. They used it in a fucking okay, perfect example. The dude with the Burger King hat on the airplane. Everybody should know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, dude, Burger King hat definitely had to be employed somewhere, right? You're his employer. You own a business. He works for you. That has happened. Are you going to fire him?
Yep. Because people are going to associate that person with my brand. That hurts my brand.
Wait, what did you say, Slender?
I actually did not hear of this situation. What happened?
So are you familiar with the Burger King
No,
guy on the airplane?
Go ahead and explain it.
I'm not.
There's a guy on an airplane. There's a video of him, and he's in some kind of altercation with somebody. I forget what it is.
Fuck psycho, bro.
What do I search on social media as? Burger King racist?
Just Burger King racist.
Burger King racist flip out.
All right, let me call media.
It has a Burger King.
Matter of fact, hold on. I'll see if I can bring it on to the stream.
But I just want to poll because I want everybody's opinion. I just honestly because that's where I think we need to get. That's just the gist of what we need to do right now to put everybody in that position. You own a business. This is your business. Is
it a dude that looks like a dude from Top Gear, but he's wearing a Burger King crown.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I find the video.
Hold
I
on, I got
mean, wearing a Burger King crown
Yeah,
isn't really the same. They
I got
hand
the
those
video.
things out like
Yes.
hotcakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought he meant an employment hat. I thought this guy worked for Burger King. What? No,
That's a
okay.
fucking zinger right there.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
A good zinger.
Good. We're gonna contact them.
Thank you.
You need to. Here, can you
This
stand
is
up?
my seat.
Can you stand up?
Where's 25A?
Yo, we really do look like Buddy from Top Gear.
25A. Why did she just knee me in the
Oh, it
stomach?
does.
Because you deserve it.
Yes, she did.
Because you deserve
Did you get that on camera?
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Excuse me, I'm part West African.
You deserve
I can
it.
say nigger anytime I want. Guys, you need me.
Okay, I got my answer.
I want to
I got
press
my
charge.
answer. I would not employ this dude not because he said the hard R, but because he's fucking nuts.
Oh,
okay,
Like, this shows an
Interesting.
attitude problem beyond just like being
This is
his
not
freedom of
racism.
speech.
You know what? You know what? Here's my fair answer to that question, Andy. No, I would put it into internal review and then find out that he's fucking psycho.
Psych.
And then
fire him.
when you'd send him to do like some eval, and it would completely fail because it would say, "Yeah, this guy's not mentally fit
This guy's
to
insane.
have any job."
Right.
Like, I will 100% fire him though. Like that. But after review,
Like,
of
if
course.
this guy made it through your interviews and you
But
hired
the
him,
thing is
you're
like
the
this.
problem.
Someone does some crazy off the wall stuff like that. Of course, the work starts getting out. Oh, this guy is his name is this. He lives in this city. This is where he works and stuff. Somehow, some way, it's gonna reflect on the organization.
Okay, I
To a degree.
got a good
Now,
explanation.
wait. Let me finish though. So, people are so right. People, this is the United States of America. People are fickle out here. All right. Oh, this guy worked at such and such. Well, I ain't going to that place no more. Remember when Denny's got boycotted for like 15 years by black people because a bunch of incidents came to light that black people weren't getting served and stuff because whole black people don't tip stereotype and
Is
shit.
that why you go to Waffle House instead?
No, I go to Waffle House to fight niggas. Anyways,
That's crazy. That's even crazy. That's fucking
it's
crazy.
further proof my point. All right,
That
to make
actually
better
starts to
example,
explain a lot
people
more.
make the
That is
joke. People
wild.
make the joke about fights over at Waffle House. The Waffle House has been scrambling for the past like 5-10 years to try and distance themselves from that stereotype as much as possible. Probably gonna happen anytime soon.
Fucking
But-
zinger. Oh god
You know
damn,
how many-
that was a good one.
You know how
makes
many
them good.
freaking Waffle Houses don't let nobody inside the building like prior to like after like 10 o'clock these days? Because they're tired of hearing all those fucking stories. They had to change their policy that because people go out and they drink, they get drunk, and then they go to fucking Waffle House. You can't do that no more. At least the one over near my house.
Well, they're gonna lose money because that's what Waffle House is famous for.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so-
You gotta embrace it.
Okay,
I didn't
so-
say they're closed for business. I
I'm
said
going
they're
to
not letting
Waffle
nobody
House for
inside.
dinner and a show, okay? Or breakfast.
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
show.
So how we're talking about regular employees doing things in their personal time.
Yeah,
or
I
their
get what
personal
you
life.
I
All
get
right,
what-
now
I get
let's
the
talk-
spirit.
But let's
Yeah,
look
but
at
I'm
it
just
this
giving an
way.
example, but I'm just giving
Why-
an example of just
why-
like brand stuff.
But why did we do the opposite with politicians? Why do we judge them so harshly when
Because
they
they're
have
supposed to
stuff?
represent us.
But if they truly represent us
But
as a
there's-
whole,
there's-
everybody
there's a
has
whole
something
half
kind
the
of
country.
some kind of
that
niche on the
feels
side or something
very-
that they've done in their past that they're not proud of per se. So I mean, these politicians can't be perfect.
There's a whole half of a country that says that that guy represents them accurately.
Oh, look at that DEI you got in the background.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That's some woke
Yeah.
shit too. You seen that fucking Netflix? God damn it, Netflix.
I don't even know what that was. I didn't watch it. I've seen it come up a couple times, and I had
Cringe.
To
It's cringe. It's leftist cringe.
All right, so I also think that there might be a change in American priorities. So I'm gonna introduce this to you guys and then let you discuss it. When it came to the election back before this one, when it was Biden versus Trump, I spoke earlier to an urgency to get Trump out because of the Black Lives Matter thing, COVID, and how he handled it. Just the need to leave to get out of the Trump presidency. Our priorities in this time, I feel, are very different. We're not worried about on a larger scale than we were. We're not worried about what's racist, what's not racist, what's homophobic, what's not homophobic. We're not worried about the morality issue of the immigration question anymore. We're actually looking at the numbers instead. The Pepsi commercials about the Pepsi commercials that were like guilt tripping you about that, those ended up stopping. The messaging in the NFL about racism, BLM,
I feel like
that slowed down.
until there's the next thing, though. Until the next thing comes, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like the next thing already happened. We voted. We got a new president. I feel like American priorities have flipped. Where do we think they've landed, or did they not flip at all? And maybe
I feel like we'll be tested again.
What do you?
They shifted culturally, but I think people still just want a good home, a good family, have money to feed like their and meet their necessities. Like that's all the fucking same. Like I don't think safe fucking neighborhoods, like not shit on my streets. Like I don't want to see homeless people everywhere. I know it's a fact of life and it's unfortunate, but out of sight, out of mind almost. But like better mental health, like all these things I think are fundamental. Just people have different ideas on how to get there, and that's
all right, that's fair. That's fair.
Right.
And I think some people had one vision on how to do it this way, and the majority of people had a vision of how to get it done a different way. And only because in the last 4 years we tried what we were told is the way that works, right? Like we told
actually no, we didn't.
Well, okay, I'm talking from establishment Democrats. They said this is how we get to success,
and everything they put through office, through those offices, got fucking stopped in Congress. So,
regardless of like the reasoning behind it, people did not feel any success. In fact, they felt regression. So they're like, why would we redo this again when it hasn't worked for me, whether it comes to money, safety, immigration stuff, like all the check boxes were like empty. So people were like, well, fuck this shit. This ain't working. So
I
wild card bitches.
So personally, I can't say that I was personally influenced by any money aspect, because I don't attribute like presidents or sitting presidents as changing the economic structure in a whole themselves, because they just simply don't have the power to do that themselves. It's a much bigger and complicated animal and machine than that. So I've never attributed that to the president that's in. So I never got that argument, and I've never got the stupid stickers on the pump. I did that because it's not like he personally said, "Fuck, I'm gonna pay."
Well,
I'm gonna make gas prices so
policies.
The gas prices my whole fucking life have fluctuated up and down, up and down, up and down. And I can tell you one thing: it's never just been about who's the sitting president. It's never been about that. But people, I don't know why people. I feel like politics for certain people is dumbed down to be like, vote for this person and you'll get this, this, and that. Because I hear a lot of, I voted for Trump because of money. But like, I wasn't not well off when Biden was president. I mean,
Yeah, but
I
most
was
people were kind of fucked.
I was
'cause
making
things got
just as much
pricier.
money. I honestly, I got the opportunity that I'm in now, where I'm making the most money that I've made in my whole life. I got that during Biden's presidency, but I don't attribute that to him at all. But I'm just saying I don't look at politics in that manner and in that way, as if like, you know, oh, I'm driving past a gas station and the gas is $2.19 or something. Oh my God, thank you, Trump. I don't, you know, that's not what I say.
Slender, what do you think? Where were
That
your
is a bit of
priorities?
a. Well, on a personal note, my priorities are just my own well-being. You know, sure that everything's taken care of and can be taken care of should the need arise. I don't, like he said, I don't attribute it to any particular president, but there are times, certain policies and stuff where the president at the time has, you know, swayed or put in to actually progress.
To benefit the current situation. I will say, yeah, that's completely truthful. Yeah.
What would you drop it there?
All right, so listen, we spent 90 minutes on this topic. We're going to ask one more question as the roundabout so we can get to the next one. Going forward, how do we feel about the results of this election? What do we think this administration is going to accomplish? Charles, you can go first, and then we'll just go like counterclockwise.
We're in for so much fucking fun. You have no idea.
So much fun.
We're in for so much fucking fun. And I say that because we're about to see shit we haven't seen before. Whether the Democrats get to say, haha, we told you so, or we get to finish the job and say, haha, we were right. Your way fucking sucked. And it's going to be very different from what we've seen. One,
so do we have, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
do we have a Republican Congress now too? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to keep in mind, not every Republican can be treated the same. I think.
Well, no, because there's always going to be the ones that are Republican by name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're Republican, but they have
the internet
a very
got it
democratic view.
So the internet, I feel, has done a disservice by calling certain Republicans rhinos, or if people don't even know, it's Republican in name only. I honestly believe this is what Republicans have always been. I feel like they are the most Republican, but they're like the old school big war, you know, the censorship, the all the bad things that you associate with the government now, and you're blaming Democrats.
The things that I hated.
This has always been Republicans, the elitists, the inside deals, the big boy network, like Republican to the brand. And now we're calling them, well, you're just a rhino because you're actually a Democrat. Well, people are a little short-sighted with that because really, this is who they've always been.
Right.
Trump's really been more of a populist movement. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. It's like a reformation of the Republican Party because he is running as a Republican, has run as a Republican, but really hasn't shared fundamental, traditional Republican values other than rip up the government, you know, small this, small that, deregulate, all that stuff. You can argue, and the reason I'm saying that why this one's going to be different is because Trump's first term, and he's talked a lot about this. Rogan's talked a lot about this, and it's like, you're not a politician at all, right? He wasn't a mayor, he wasn't a governor, not even a city employee, like zero government experience. You go in, you win against Hillary, and now you're the president-elect. You know nothing about politics, and you have to build a cabinet. You gotta go to the White House in like 3 months. Like, put yourself in that position and like think of what would you do? Who would you trust? Like, you have to take a lot of advice from people that have been there.
Yeah,
before.
you'd have to trust his most
close advisors in there. So the problem with the first go around is that now you're trusting what you do call like the swamp people, the people that have been there. They're corrupt. We got the people now in the Nancy and the Walker. Like they've been at this so long. They know the tricks. They know what works. They know what gets you promoted. They're gonna push those things for the people that pay them, all that good stuff. So kind of ineffective, right? Like, so it was, yeah, nothing really changed. Trump obviously has his own ideals, but he was surrounding himself with people that are basically the status quo. So nothing went too crazy other than the whole COVID thing and yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to today. Trump has made basically an enemy out of the whole fucking feds. Like they've done the lawsuits, right? He tried to say the election was rigged, and he still today will say like, "Nah, fuck you."
If he took his L like a champ, he wouldn't have that problem.
I don't think at this point he has to, though, and I think he should stick to his grounds because we'll never know. The problem is we'll never know.
He's
Zero.
actually not wrong, Zero. At this point,
We'll never know. That's the
he's
problem.
stupid if he goes back on.
That doesn't sound like obliterate.
We'll never know
we'll
never know if other elections were rigged either.
Right.
Like we'll
Al
just never
Gore.
know.
We'll never
There
know.
have been
if Al
constant
Gore
talks of
500
rigging
votes.
over the years.
Right. Yeah. So he has a point, and Democrats have challenged things, and both
Wouldn't
sides
have
have
been-
done it.
I don't know why people act like it's such a crazy thing to have happened. Like it definitely, like it never. There's no chance that it ever happened before.
It was
So-
just sensationalized by media.
Right. The media. So that the media's been exposed now, which it wasn't back then. So that's a like whole wrench. Trump has the whole vendetta where like, okay, I know who the bad parts of government are, and I'm gonna go after them. I know who's like trying to spend all the money. I know who's doing all the war. So he keeps saying, and I really hope it's true, that our best like revenge is gonna be success. And you get success by cutting a lot of these heads of these snakes and doing a lot of the things that he says hopefully he's gonna do. Now, is that gonna have a good effect, a bad effect? Like how the things he hasn't thought of yet, how is that going to affect us? What Zero says, you get rid of all the illegals. There is some concerns, obviously, with jobs. Monkey and I are on the side to think like, hey, okay, we're going to have plenty of legal immigrants that don't know the English very well, that only know manual labor. Like they're going to fill in those roles ideally. We again, hasn't happened yet. We don't know exactly how things are going to go down for better or for worse, but he knows what he wants to do. And I think this time he's gonna fucking do it. Like whether he has like rhinos or not, such a strong voice at this point. And he, they tried to kill him twice. That he's like, "Fuck you, I do what I want." So let the man, let him cook. I think he's gonna cook.
Go ahead, son.
Yes, I agree with a lot of that. I believe a lot of what we'll see a lot of the pushes of economic policies from Trump's own mind or his allies, as we saw in the first term. We know they want to focus on tax cuts and deregulation. We'll see how that works out. I know the zero tax on tips policy they were constantly using in their campaign.
I love that
let's
shit.
see.
I think that's amazing.
And what wasn't there a zero tax on overtime?
I believe I heard something about that too. Yes,
up,
I
which is nice.
think he said that.
That's what I was gonna do to
Trump
just
said
let
that, I
people
think
not give
specifically.
overtime.
And I know
Even less than
specifically
they already
people
are.
that I work with.
Andy's 100% right.
They
I worked for
hold on to that.
Walgreens for almost 5 years. Overtime is a fucking curse word.
Overtime gets you fired if you're a general manager.
Yep, some companies do not like overtime.
Oh no, I get like unfortunately I get like sometimes 20 hours of overtime
Shit,
a week.
me and Brandon worked for a guy that fucking wouldn't even pay us overtime. He'd fucking record it and just wouldn't fucking pay it. Like,
it would just be he would just I think he would just pay it regular, if anything. It wouldn't be paid time and a half.
and he fucking would pay it fucking years later. Like,
No, I don't have that.
and I would get yelled at the whole fucking time when people.
I work for a job where it would benefit me if I did not get taxed on my overtime. But it's not something that I'm necessarily like, oh, I need to happen. I'm looking for.
Mind you, that guy had like 2 stores that were running until 4 in the fucking morning, from 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. and only had like 4 guys on the roster at one point. So it was like,
What was that, Vapor Life?
Yeah.
that was fucking electric smoke vapor. But
And I
no,
think, of course,
I'll be back.
Go ahead, Slim. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I
Slim.
just want to finish up. We have there's a lot to look forward to, what we can possibly expect. There's a lot of still speculation out there. We're definitely going to be seeing one thing for sure that we should be seeing that should be great and hilarious. We should be seeing plenty of cultural wars still going on with all this.
Yes.
And he will definitely not stop tweeting. So those are always gold.
Not going to be a boring presidency.
And now
And
the difference is Twitter's on his side, essentially. So
and we spoke on the election integrity. I think he is going. I mean, like you said, it would be stupid to not continue that route.
Yeah, just
to what? To follow the things that he said, or
let's say Donald Trump finds out tomorrow, if he doesn't already, finds out tomorrow enough evidence to go, oh, I guess I really did fucking lose.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
You ain't gonna say that shit.
Well, we're never gonna have that clarity.
He's already won the presidency off of telling everybody, well, not off of, but like running on telling everybody that the last presidency was a sham. He got rewarded. He won. He didn't get punished for the Jan 6. He didn't get punished for any of the shit that you wanted to see him get punished for. He won. For him to go back now would be retarded. Even if he did come up on that information.
Well, now, yeah, he's
have it on already.
He's a president. Right. He won 2 times now. So yeah, for him it would just be it would make no sense. It made no sense for him to turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, I admit I lost that election."
The fact of the matter is, there's never going to be an answer to the 2020 election that the country is satisfied with.
Right.
So we keep moving.
But you know what we might be ending up satisfied with this presidency that is to look forward to? First thing is the freeing of Ross Ulbricht. And then, of course, the second thing... Hold on, wait. What was the second thing? Damn it just escaped my head.
Ross Ulbricht's fucking... Oh, man.
Right. The second thing, the declassifying of all the different files, like the Epstein files.
Yo,
yeah, declassify all that shit. I want to see
that
it all.
needs to happen. I need to see Elon and
if I pay fucking taxes, I want to see all that shit. Just for the sake of seeing it. Just for just so I can say I
kills them.
I don't even want to make decisions afterwards. I just want to see it.
So, Zero, what do you think is going to happen with this presidency? How do you feel about it?
I think a lot of the stuff that's being promised to us as Americans is going to be like next to impossible to actually do. It's not going to happen. People are going to cry about it, and other people are going to tell those people to shut the fuck up.
What was life?
You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, listen, like gas prices aren't going to magically drop. Fucking eggs and fucking bacon is still going to be fucking expensive.
Well, no, the thing is, gas is going to fluctuate and it's going to go up and down. When it goes down, people are going to be like, oh my God, great.
It's going to go right up. It's going to spike up to like $5 and then drop down to like $3. And then we're like, oh man, it's $3. It's the best it's ever been. What the fuck is going on with my fucking game? I'm playing Fortnite and I can't fucking anyways.
Aside from when I was a very little kid, and I can tell you that's one of the cheapest I've seen gas. But for the past 20 years or whatever that I've been driving, that it's mattered to me, gas has always fluctuated. And it's never, I don't know, to me it's just never been like, oh my God, crazy price. Like, whoa, fuck this. Who did this? Like, oh my God, looking up in the sky, who made gas this price? You know, like it's never been.
All right,
prices.
All right, wait. All right, wait.
What'd you say, Slender?
What would actually help with gas prices? Energy independence.
That's true. That's very true.
He's right.
You really want energy independence in the United States of America? Like, first off, let's stop using these old ass fucking power plants that were built in the 1960s and 70s. All right, and embrace like new fucking technology. All right, we were to
I
switch
feel like
from
that
like
goes
uranium
more
to
with
thorium.
energy dependence. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
but
feel
what
like
I'm
that
saying
could
is,
fall
but what I
into
mean
place.
is, like, let's say we were to switch to fucking thorium and our nuclear power plants. You know what I mean? We would not. You know what I'm saying? Those bills would drop like a fucking rock. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to do that because it's too much money they making. And I don't see Trump as the person that's gonna push for that. Remember, around his first term, we were sitting there talking about coal, fucking coal. We're in the 21st century. This motherfucker's talking about coal. What we're gonna do? We're gonna power a steam engine, just choo-choo locomotive right down the fucking tracks.
Well, coal is still a
And
viable.
mind you, I live in
commodity.
Florida. What the fuck does
No,
coal?
that's
What the
still
fuck do I
does-
need coal for? I live in Florida.
Yeah, that still does. turn
It's
into
still
energy.
something that's mined daily, and there's still a market for it for sure.
Yeah, but it's not
so
the
cool, it's so
dominant
widely
market.
used.
It's
Yeah,
not the dominant market, nor is the most efficient energy.
I would
source
say it's not
we have
one of the
available to
most
us.
dominant, but I would say it's definitely
Domestic
definitely-
energy production.
It's dominant enough for it to be where it is. For there to be
Use for it.
Yeah, we still pretty heavily
and-
rely on
and
that
economy.
I mean,
shit.
just in 2023, we had record levels of coal consumption.
There's a lot. We use it for a lot of stuff.
It powers like 36% of global electricity.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, and where's the majority of that coming? Where's that majority of that 36% at?
I just said that's global.
I don't know if
Yeah, I know.
there's a,
Yeah, but is that 36%? Is that mainly us? Is that mainly somewhere else? I mean, I'm sorry. Let's see, mind you, can you name a coal plant? Name a
You can
coal
look that up.
deposit south of, like, let's say, I don't know, Virginia.
Now you're changing. You're saying coal wasn't useful. So coal
I
has
got the answer to that.
No, I said coal wasn't efficient. Don't take my word for it.
I think it all falls into what Slender said, and just energy dependency, because
There
all
is
kind of
a
falls
coal,
into
Well,
that,
coal
you
is
know?
one of those dependencies, which we need to get rid of.
there
That's
is
what
a
I'm
coal-
saying.
Maybe not get rid of, but like if you're saying that it's not,
We should be
rich
pushing for
enough-
clean energy, all right?
if
This
it's
is
not
why
rich enough,
this is
then
why I
we
didn't
need to
get
find a
cold
way to
down
make it
here
richer.
until like last week. All right. Fucking 85 degrees outside on fucking Christmas Day. Does that sound normal to you?
what the fuck? What does it have
I mean,
to do? A does not equal
in
B, bro.
Florida.
Well, I'm not a
Let's
scientist.
melt in. I guess none of that shit means anything to anybody here, huh?
No, it
Nope.
does. It does. But I'm not a scientist. But
All
as
right,
far
so-
as I'm concerned, I feel like
Let's someone actually look
I
into
feel
the
like
science.
we've already
That's
done
where I'm thinking
ourselves
from.
in. I feel like how many years ago did they tell us we have like 1 or 2 years to change shit before
We're doomed.
there's the no turn back point, and we passed that now. So like, what are we gonna do now? What are we
So
gonna
you're
do?
just-
if we've
you're gonna
already
sit there
passed
and
the
accept
no turn
it?
back point?
You're not gonna try.
I've tried to. I recycle and do my part, but now I watched certain things. There was just this new documentary I watched the other day that they exposed the recycling industry in whole, because half the shit that we recycle doesn't actually get recycled.
And you think Trump's gonna fix that?
No, I'm not saying anybody's gonna fix
No,
it, but I'm just saying.
no, I don't
I'm just
like
saying,
that.
as
Because the
humans-
question was about how I
as
feel
humans-
That's not
about.
as-
I'm just saying,
That's
as
That's
the
not
humans,
a
current
problem
president-
that can be
No,
fixed
look.
by a singular person.
and,
Well,
I mean,
that's why.
I
Well, I
wish I
mean,
could
there
fix
were
it, though.
initiatives that were being like, moved to start like doing something about it, but those got shut down by Republicans. So, I guess we're all fucked, and we're just gonna keep voting for the people that are fucking us over, right? Because
I mean,
America,
if we're
right?
going to say
Contributes
that
so
we can
little
say
to
both
America,
sides
right?
fucked us over at various points. I mean, you can make various arguments like that, so you can't
Wow.
really just say it's one side.
I'll tell you. Well, the more prominent ones are Republican. I mean, if you want, I can, I will start dropping, I will start dropping OD links in this fucking chat to back up what the fuck I'm saying.
I'd like you to find the link between CO2 and temperature
God
increase.
damn it.
All right, but
All right. While you're working on that, I'll put my final touches on the subject so we can move it along to our next. I'm pretty impressed by how long we were able to stretch this one subject. It was pretty cool.
I actually got to cut out, gentlemen. I got work in the morning.
Go for it.
But you guys have a good one.
By the way, what are the odds that both Brendan and Brandon, not you, Brandon, but our other Brandon, are caught in the same ice dick? That dick is far-reaching. That is a huge dick in the middle of the fucking country.
I've seen that thing, bro.
yeah, you know why those ice dicks are going around smacking their dicks across the United States of America?
Oh fuck!
Oh God, he's gonna fucking blame Trump. God damn it.
Go ahead, do it.
Just do it. Blame him.
No, go ahead. Go actually, no, it's cool. So you
right.
hold on.
I'm not here.
Let me connect this so I can put it in the fucking chat because that's me to connect through YouTube. All right, hold up.
Oh, he's sharing something. All right, gentlemen, take care.
All right, but you got to put it on 2x speed. Okay.
All right, hold up. First off, boom.
I gotta wait for it to come up.
All right, we're at 424 pounds per meter.
Yes.
As soon
It's
as
been
it
on a
comes up
steady
my-
increase. Steady increase
Yes.
for the past like 60 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
Since we first started like measuring the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Not to
Oh,
mention,
yeah.
because of all that extra carbon dioxide in our fucking
Shit.
atmosphere.
why did you put that in the private chat?
No, I'm putting it in a public chat.
Yeah, but I can't copy it.
Fine. I'll put it in a private chat.
All right. This is.
I see it. Okay. So where are you getting at with this?
That extended carbon dioxide fucking emissions, like for example, burning coal, which apparently accounts for 36% of our world power, is fucking up our atmosphere. This is why you're getting these freak storms and you're getting all this.
Hold up. Did you look up the stat of how many parts per million equates a temperature increase?
All right, now you're moving the goalposts.
No,
I don't
no,
fuck with
that
that.
was what he originally
the
asked
question
you.
that was my original question. I said, how does CO2 affect the increase in temperature? So
That's what you asked. You did not ask
That is what he
directly.
asked.
He did not ask directly how
That's not
much
what you wanted to hear, but okay.
All right.
That's the same question.
And basically, all the information that you're looking for are in these links that I'm posting to the fucking chat. Go look through the link before you say some shit.
Okay, so your
If your question is not answered, go ahead and read the articles.
All right,
If
so
you're not
can you
answering the
shut up for a
articles,
second?
then say something.
God damn, you've taken over this whole goddamn show and don't let anybody speak. Now let me
Because you know why? Because I think I'm the only person here who knows what the fuck they're talking about. So
well, that's what you've been proven wrong many times this show.
actually, no, I've been proving myself right because ain't no one shut me the fuck up yet.
Yeah, well,
Ain't no one shut me the fuck up yet.
So now that the
I go to high school studying world history, fucking studying American government for 6 motherfucking years between college and fucking high school for these motherfuckers to come out of nowhere who sound like they failed a fucking civics class to tell me I'm fucking wrong.
All right, well, so
I take
anyway,
Braden's civics.
now that
I'm in the straw man game, and I'm gonna let you know every time you do. Read the fucking article.
According to current scientific understanding, a 10 parts per million increase of CO2 concentration is generally associated with a temperature increase of approximately 0.1 degrees Celsius. So if we look at the graph you showed us, in 1960, we had about 320 parts per million. Now we're at 420. So you can say we've increased 1 degree Celsius in a span of, 75 years.
And do you understand how fucked up that is for an ecosystem? I guess you failed fucking biology too, huh?
So
you failed Earth science? You failed Earth science, didn't you?
1 degree Celsius. Over
Do you understand how delicate the fucking ecosystem is? And how we're just totally just fucking it up right now?
Instead of attacking,
now,
why don't you actually counter?
Now combine this with the fact that in your ecosystem, throughout the entire history of Earth, there's been natural temperature fluctuations of greater than 1 degree Celsius.
Right.
So life has existed before us. It'll exist after us. I understand the scientific effect of CO2. However, the doom and gloom is insane because we have at least 50 to 100 years to peacefully transition our energy from something like coal to something more sustainable. We do not need to do anything immediate. Like, we do not need to shut down coal tomorrow or the earth is going to end.
All right, so you're sitting in a bathtub and you accidentally like sharted in it, and now you see the water starting to get brown because it's not the right
That
color
is
of brown for you to
literally
get out.
not equal
No,
at all.
this is the equivalent of what you're saying. It's called an analogy,
Oh.
sir.
That
All right.
you're
As
shocking.
someone who writes a lot of literature, I use analogies a lot.
Well, you're now.
I'm sorry if you failed English too, but damn.
The fact that you can't do anything but insult when you try to counter is.
Hey,
showing
shut
that
up,
you're
person who
actually
hides
losing.
behind an avatar. I don't give a fuck what you guys say.
Exactly.
I don't know you in person. I don't
And
know
this
you
is
in
why
real
we
life.
just let
I
you
don't
keep
have to
talking,
respect
because
you.
you're
dude.
just making a
I
fool
don't
of yourself.
fucking
the
know
way
you.
speak.
I don't have to respect you. I don't know you.
Oh
Well,
god.
I
you've
don't
shown
know
us
you.
no
I
respect,
don't
so
know
why
Mr.
would I show
I
Slender
you
don't know.
Man
respect?
I don't know you. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
have to
wait,
respect
let
you.
me let me take back this conversation.
So every time I go and say something, someone got some slick shit to say, I'm gonna get slicker. See, a long time ago, the saying was, they go low,
No one
we
has
go high.
anything.
We're past that point. I'm not going high no more.
You're the only one that's
I
been
am-
insulting and everything.
Well, good. Good.
How is that
feel
good?
bad. I hope you feel bad. I hope you lose sleep over it. I don't give a fuck. I don't.
All right, I'm taking back the conversation. Hold on. We're going to the next topic. I love that we made this.
I didn't even
2
get to get
hours.
to my goddamn point before all you guys want to go in and chime in and
You
shit.
got
So
this
you're gonna
mad
be
about
disrespectful.
having an
I'm gonna be
actual
more
conversation or
disrespectful.
argument.
I'm going to
You
be
can't
more
actually
disrespectful.
handle it,
I'm
apparently.
going to be more disrespectful.
It's like we're
I'm
having
Oh,
a
wait,
live
wait,
conversation of
disrespectful.
X.
I'm never going. I'm going to be even more disrespectful.
Listen,
This is a
let's
live X conversation, guys.
Good.
Or live Reddit
Good.
conversation.
Elon made it that way. Your daddy Elon, that y'all niggas love so fucking much. He made it that way. Blame him.
listen.
No,
let's,
it's only you.
let's save the disrespect for the next topic because there's going to be plenty of it. Let me lead it in, and then y'all can go. Give me a second. On December 4th last year, in the early morning hours in Manhattan, New York CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was shot and killed walking the street in public. The assailant had a 3D printed ghost gun with a silencer, shell casings found on the scene, had deny, depose, and delay handwritten on them. The suspected assailant was 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, who was arrested on the 9th after being seen by workers and customers in a McDonald's in Pennsylvania. A McDonald's worker called 911 upon recognizing Luigi in hopes of gaining the reward on his head. This McDonald's worker would end up not receiving the award due to a technicality in how she reported Luigi. Go ahead. Oh, okay. She has also since lost her job at McDonald's after the said McDonald's received a review bomb attack on the internet. This is a lesson to ratting people out. Don't do that. They got review bomb for rats in the kitchen, dude. Come on. When Mangione was arrested, a ghost gun with a silencer was found in his possession, as well as ammo that matched the shell casings left in Manhattan. Luigi was also arrested with a handwritten manifesto, which reads as follows. Thankfully, he kept it nice and short. To the feds, I'll keep this short. Shit, I forgot that was a line in there. Because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly I wasn't working with anyone. This is fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife or traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. is #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we are ranked roughly number 42 in life expectancy. The United States is the largest company in the United is the largest company in the United States by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, Walmart. It has grown and grown, but as our life expectancy. No, the reality is these, I'm gonna just say fuckers because I don't know who else, have simply gotten too powerful and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit before the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have the space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have illuminated the corruption and greed, e.g., Rosenthal Moore, decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. So Luigi faces 11 charges, including murder in the second degree as a crime of terrorism. What we know of Luigi is he came from a prominent Maryland family, graduated valedictorian at an elite Baltimore prep school, and earned undergraduate and graduate degrees in comp sci from the University of Penn in 2020. From January to June 2022, Mangione lived at Surf Break, a co-living space at the edge of Curiosity, Waikiki in Honolulu. People who know Luigi have reported that he was suffering from severe back pain since childhood, and that may have interfered with many aspects of his life. Police suspect that Luigi's motive may be related to an accident that sent Luigi to an emergency room in 2023. Luigi was never a client of United Healthcare. In the months leading up to the murder, Luigi had cut himself off from friends and family and had gone ghost for months. CEO Brian Thompson became United Healthcare CEO in 2020. He had spent 20 years with the company beforehand. He received total compensation of $10.2 million in 2023. The company's profits rose on his watch, jumping up to more than $16 billion that year from $12 billion in 2021. But amid the growth, the company and its parent also attracted scrutiny from lawmakers and regulators who accused them of systematically refusing to authorize healthcare procedures and treatments. According to regulatory filings, Mr. Thompson owned about $20 million of United Healthcare Group shares as of late September. Bloomberg reported in April that he was one of several company executives who sold shares before a Justice Department antitrust investigation has disclosed to investors about $15 million worth in Mr. Thompson's case. So that's all the information on the healthcare CEO that I could gather. I'm sure there's more, but I summarized it. Before we begin, how's the ice stick, Brandon?
Oh shit!
Fucking cold here, bro.
You got caught in the ice stick, dude.
I have like 2 feet of snow in my yard, like almost that. But I have like a really steep driveway, so I can't even get down or out of my house.
So, Brandon, since you're here first, we're going to start with you. There's some conversation starter questions that I'm going to ask about CEO murder.
Okay.
We're all going to go counterclockwise from Brandon.
All right.
First question is, how do we feel about the murder? Do we feel that it is justified?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
You
Like,
go
I
ahead.
know my name is Brandon, but I'm not Brandon Bowser. So I'm not here defending somebody who made that kind of money off basically putting people to death. Like I've seen it, like, as you know, we all live in Florida. We all come across the elderly. We all see the health care that they need, but end up not getting it because of individuals like the man who, well, was rightfully put down by surprisingly one of the most handsome looking ladies men I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm just saying, like, bro, they fucked up with this guy. They should never have posted his picture online. They should never have showed who this was, because now every woman I've met, his panties are fucking soaking over him. But in the end, like, I do think it's justified. Like, do I think it's right? Like, not on a legal sense, morally. Of course I do. I think it's justified.
Zero, what do you think?
All right, like
Yeah.
Brandon over here said, in a legal sense, absolutely not. He, Luigi got no official right or authority to go ahead and do what he did. But morally speaking, knowing who this man was and the fact that he was a piece of shit, mind you, something that often doesn't get mentioned about this guy, and I'm going to do the same thing that a lot of media does to black people when they get into issues like this. He was arrested in 2017 for a DUI. You guys know that?
What
Yeah.
Luigi was?
No,
Yeah.
Brian
Oh.
Thompson.
Brian Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Brian
okay.
Thompson was arrested in 2017 for a DUI arrest. That means he could have hit somebody, ended their motherfucking life in that motherfucking car.
But
And we
did
probably
he?
wouldn't even heard about it. Because we sure the fuck didn't hear about it when it happened. Now someone puts two on his back, and now we got to act like he's a sacred fucking person just because he's fucking rich. When in actuality, this is one of the very people that both people on the left and the right should aspire to consider an enemy of the people.
Exactly.
All right. This person literally profits off of suffering and death.
Yeah.
All right. Because sometimes it makes no fucking sense because think of it this way. You're a doctor, right? You went to school for damn near 20 years to become a doctor, right? You're in the street. People don't call you Mr. or Mrs. no more. They call you doctor. And they have to, and by societal norm, they have to address you as such. So at the end of the day, when you see somebody that's dealing with some bullshit, and you're like, hey, this person's going to need this in order to fucking survive. And then some pencil neck motherfucker behind a goddamn fucking abacus and a fucking table says no. All right.
Just moving the beads along.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. All right. That's a fucking problem. And now while Luigi wasn't like directly affected by Brian and his company, but it's the general sense of, hey, this is the whole system. And that man shook the system up, like it or not. Like it or not. I'm not saying you should have killed him, but I definitely understand. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm standing Luigi on this one.
Okay. Splendor.
Okay, well, that's a tough one. So, at the core of the whole situation, right? Violence as a response to any type of grievance it will not stand on a moral ground, right? In a civilized society. That's supposedly what we live in, I guess. Now, there's definitely problems with our healthcare system. There's plenty of stories of denied coverage, high costs. I mean, shit, what else is there? But to equate that with a justification for violence is kind of missing the mark of what civilized discourse and, well, legal recourse is supposed to achieve. Now, legally, there's no justification for murder, of course, outside very rare self-defense scenarios. Then there's the ethical part where what about the sanctity of human life? Should that override any personal or collective vendetta? It's very difficult, but you have to also remember that resorting to violence against individuals would not also address the root cause, but rather perpetuate kind of retribution.
Okay. I feel. Oh my god. I'm so. You know what? I'm gonna let Charles go. I'm so fucking conflicted on the last thing you just said, but I'm gonna let Charles answer first.
I'm on a similar subject. I think also healthcare is completely fucked. It's definitely centered around greed, which is definitely what Luigi's grievance here was. That, you know, if these companies are all just profit based, they don't care about humanity or you know, curing people or treating people that need this and that. Like, I can see why you get to the point where you want to fucking murder somebody or the people in charge of making the decisions that get everyone killed. But yeah, I don't think it justifies murdering right? You gotta fight with some type of movement or some other way of changing in a civilized society. And then B, I don't think people should be glorifying the murder, because that's definitely how society just goes unhinged, which I've seen way too many people celebrate this guy like a saint. Saints usually don't murder people. And I keep hearing, especially here at home, I hear, well, if we just take out one or two more CEOs, then, we'll be able to really make that push for reform. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's revolutions, you got to shed some blood, but that's not the only way to go about it. But I get it. I definitely get it, because yeah, you have that whole like, well, it's almost like the spill the tea moment where like we're gonna axe these red coats because there's no other way to deal with them. But I don't know if we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet where we have to murder CEOs to get things done. I think that's a real last resort.
Something interesting about what you said, when it comes to healthcare and greed. Do you realize, like, one thing I learned when I was in school and doing psych classes and going for a therapy degree, which I never completed because I did not want to watch 90% of my work fail or die. But the thing is one thing they told us is that we had 15 minutes. Like, the average is 15 minutes to diagnose somebody on the first meeting with in any medical setting. That 15 minutes is so you can make that diagnosis, then access insurance. Like, that was a game changer for me when I found that out. Like, and what you're saying, like, dude, the healthcare industry is in fact based off greed. So all the drugs they prescribe, anything they do, someone is also getting a kickback from it.
And the middleman, Trump, like I was saying just the other day, like, oh, the middlemen are making all this fucking money, and it's like,
you're right.
It's just a pyramid scheme of them fucking, it's a fucking drug cartel.
Yeah,
the doctors are in on it, like pharmacists are in on it if they push a certain product, like everyone's in on it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's a major problem. Like, what use I hate to use the term, but like it proves the point that like the society, the country we live in is based on profit and greed, and it'll always be like that one way or another, without regulation, I guess. But then we dabble in the idea of like the free market and what is okay, what is not impeding on it. I'm sure that's a subject for a different time, but regulation though needs to be more commonplace when it comes to businesses like industries like that. There are some things that absolutely need regulation. Looking at the housing market in Florida is a prime example. You have people leaving the state in droves now. You have all the people from California moving to Florida now, which we already know how that's going to end up. But it's happening.
It wasn't New Yorkers, monkey.
What about hookers?
No. No, because you're saying no people from California moving to Florida. So I'm just over here. Yeah, monkey, I told you it wasn't New Yorkers. It was never New Yorkers.
New York.
Oh, you fucking people started it, okay?
No. We were here for decades and decades, and no one gave a fuck.
There are so many.
Your people started the snowboard thing. They just don't even try and deny it.
No. I came here in 1990, and nobody give a fuck, all right?
Well, we so gave a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So one thing I can say about, you brought up that logic that some people have of if you kill, so many more CEOs, it'll end the thing. People seem to forget that behind every CEO is a board of investors.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing that I wanted to say. Because every single box here said killing people is wrong and you shouldn't justify murder. And Charles said that saints don't kill people, which is totally incorrect because the Boondock Saints killed a lot of people.
Well, he's got you there, that's for sure.
But I think I'm conflicted on the subject of vigilantism, murder, in this sense.
In this particular sense, it's more of a question of what did it really accomplish? You made kind of a statement, although it did actually show a lot of mental issues with a lot of women in our country.
Yeah.
Well, but besides that,
we've seen it before.
Which
with Richard
the
Smith.
Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix showed us the same thing.
Oh well, yeah, that just
No,
started the trend.
it was the Nightcrawler one or Night Stalker.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Richard
that's
Ramirez
one.
documentary where these women were just on their hands and knees, like, "Oh my god, he's so cute, bro." The guy looked like a fucking demon, like the way his like he had that killer face, dude.
Here's my conflict, I guess, my confliction. Are we having this conversation today if Luigi doesn't fucking shoot Brian Thompson? We're probably not.
Yep.
And it goes to the boiling water frog thing, where the frog's just sitting in water that's gradually heating. He doesn't know he's fucking boiling and he's dying. I saw this statistic. I can't pull it up right now because I didn't save it. I saw it on a fucking podcast, but it was sourced. That people, on average, are actually kind of okay with their health care, and it's because these people really don't use their health care, right? But then you get into a situation where you need to use your fucking health care, and you find out your health care ain't worth fucking shit. I only know this is how
Deductibles are insane.
I only know this is how I had a mom with cancer. Thankfully, she's beaten it. She's still got a lot of other health issues going on, but she beat cancer. Well, it was stage 4 at one point. And getting help for that cancer, which requires surgeries, pain medications, and doctor's visits out the ass. The insurance that we were working with, the multiple, because I had to go through a bunch because I just kept getting fucking frustrated with the insurances that we were working with. They would cover certain things, and then the next month they don't cover those same fucking things. It gets to be such a fucking headache.
Yeah.
For me, that was going through it in my late 20s, early 30s. For me, helping my mom, an able-bodied person with a nice fucking brain, I wanted to reach through the phone and fucking kill people.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my mother going through the pain that she's going through, sitting on the phone fighting the battles that I'm fighting. And that's the problem that I have with the healthcare system, is that people don't know this until they need this, and it's too late.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have the advantage of an able-bodied son to help them through this. A lot of people are out here doing it on their own, suffering the suffering and having to do this shit on the phone. And a lot of people give up, and a lot of people just fucking die.
Now here's a fact that'll make you even angrier. All these congressmen, all these government workers, they got the best fucking insurance. And I can tell you firsthand insurance. Like I used to have shitty insurance, bro. Being in the government system is insane. They cover your government insurance covers everything, bro. I walked into an allergist, no referral, no nothing, paid my $50. They covered all the tests. They told me what's wrong with me, out the door, no extra bill. No, I used to go and have to pay a $40 copay to go to urgent care and then be surprised 3, 4, 5, even 6 months later with, hey, actually you have another $400 you got to pay. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh yeah, well, your deductible wasn't met because of this type of visit and this and that. And like, sometimes you get to fight that off. Sometimes, like you said, you have to play the game with them on the phone, and then it might, they might. But to go through all that, knowing that like your congressman just fucking goes to the doctor whenever they fucking want, they don't have to pay shit, no fight, no nothing, is insane. So it can be done. It can be done. The insurance exists.
Yeah,
they just don't make it accessible.
Insurance out there, but people, the normal person doesn't have access to it.
Don't have access to it. Can't afford it.
Like I remember when Monkey, I remember the situation with your mom. It was about the same time as my stepdad when he was going through cancer. And it was hell to deal with. And then in the end, and this, since we're on the healthcare system, in the end, what really killed my stepdad, well, a nurse put a catheter in when he had a kidney infection, inflated the bag too early, obliterated his urethra. He laid there unable to go back through cancer treatment because he had a spot pop up back in his liver during that time. He wasn't able to continue and do any treatment, so that eventually killed him. The thing that gets me is essentially, even if a nurse or a doctor, if I know in the state of Florida, if a nurse has a malpractice brought up against her, well, the most they give you is like $100,000. That barely even covers, like, the shit that they have to pay for in the hospital. Next is a doctor. I think back then we were told a doctor, if he, if it's a malpractice suit, only would be able to be sued for $300,000. Now, you could sue the facility and get more, but really, if you're suing one doctor of that facility for whatever they have done, $300,000, maybe $500,000 if it's, quote, a special situation.
Whoa, what?
I feel like, but my conflict is: do we have this conversation on the level that we're having it? Because we're able-bodied people. We don't use our insurances, bro. Like, realistically, we don't use our insurance.
I tried not to. You know how long it took me to get convinced to go to the allergist?
But our parents do. So, and we've been through it. Like, two of us have gone through it with cancer. Our parents do. Are we having this fucking conversation if Luigi doesn't shoot Brian Thompson? And if we're not, then that's where I feel the value of murder is, because this needs to be addressed.
Well, we have, like, over the years, like, I mean, individuals like me and other individuals, I mean, like, have spoken about this inequality when it comes to healthcare. I think we all have noticed it at one point and brought it up. But the thing is like, I guess now the only reason why we are talking about it is because somebody got fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's it. We all know what Luigi has been saying is true, as many others have said true. Like, look at Bernie Sanders. That's somebody who's said this many times when it comes to healthcare. Like, it's been a subject, a subject. The only problem is that nobody was listening, and they still really aren't. They're just saying, "Oh, wow, that's crazy." But the thing is what's going to come of it? Like, most likely nothing. It's probably going to, like, these companies are going to still be denying people that don't deserve it. People are still going to pay into something that is supposed to, give them a service. Like, you're paying them money every month for a service, and that is to represent you when you're injured and shit like that. And they don't do it anymore. They don't. Like,
Nope.
Unless you have really good insurance, well, maybe you'll do it the first time. The second time, you're lucky. Like, especially if you have a back-to-back style injury. Like, for me, I had an accident, had my jaw broken, and, like, I was wired up for 6 months. Then a few years later, I had another incident, and they wouldn't cover that, even though, my jaw needed to be wired again. Like, it just doesn't, like, and it was good insurance, if I remember correctly. So, like, yeah, they covered fully the $30,000 to just wire my jaw. But the thing is like, the second time around when I needed help, they were not there. They just said denied.
So I want to bring up a couple of things before I ask this next question. There's a couple of things I want to remind. Luigi did have a history of health issues. Yeah, especially back issues. He, however, was not a client at United Healthcare. Okay, So I want to lay those two facts out. And I want to also say that I've seen a lot of arguments towards like when people get denied claims and such, it's because they don't understand their insurance policies. They don't understand what it's covering. They're not reading up on it. It's whatever. And then I see other sides of that debate where it's like, well, you're right, I don't understand my insurance policy. It's just giant fucking book of fucking mumbo jumbo, bro. Like no one's really sitting here helping me explain it. There's no like crash course for what this is. Like what I don't understand my insurance. You're right. So this murder and this conversation and this vibe in the country around this conversation, do we feel like this speaks to a general mistrust between common Americans and the healthcare system that they're in? And if we do, like, why do we think that there's that kind of mistrust? What do we think that it comes from? So where do we think we could fix it? And go ahead. Yeah,
It comes from experience. Like everybody's had a family member deal with this. Everybody has, well, or will most likely deal with it at one point or another. So I don't know where I was going with that, but it's, yeah, everybody does deal with it.
Take some personal experiences. Zero,
Yeah.
you want to lay in on that?
What'd you say?
I said I was passing it to Zero. Did he want to add on to that?
Well,
He
I'm
may have-
formulating on what I was going to say, but for the most part, it's like this. And I'm trying not to like slide in like some like comedy bits I've heard over the years, but the whole idea of insurance is I pay you money every month in case something happens. Then when something happens, you do everything not to help me out with the situation that I'm specifically paying you for to help me with. Bare bones, down bottom, there is nothing more simple than that to explain what's happened to so many Americans in this country. Like, if I'm paying, because mind you, like, because of like all the bullshit with my current job, until like I start my next job, I'm not gonna have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time to be uninsured in quite some time. If something happens, I'm fucked. All right.
Here's the secret: you go to the hospital, you just don't pay the bill. I've done that one.
Well, yeah, that's
Not
true.
fucking wrong.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That fucks up your credit.
No, it doesn't. It's a
They
HIPAA
can actually
violation.
hit your credit.
It's 100%. Like
But
I had
here's
a
the thing.
whole,
Wait, here we are.
I had a whole hand surgery and never paid for it.
Didn't hit my credit.
Well, that's the thing. All right. So when it comes to like actual like surgical procedures and direct medical stuff, that doesn't hit your credit report. But if you get like tests done, you know what I'm saying? That can. Stuff like tests, freaking MRIs, freaking sonograms, anything radiology. along
Yeah,
those
you're right.
lines.
You can't follow up. You can't follow up. It's got to be
Yeah.
like an emergency room visit.
Yeah. So stuff like that does actually get you, because I'm low key dealing with that because my insurance will not cover that stuff. Because I was paying like bare bones bullshit like Obamacare insurance that I really researched before I signed up for it. I just went and just clicked the first thing that popped up on my screen because I was not, at the time, I was not educated on what was, mind you, I could have got a lot better out of like later plans. Like my last plan was pretty good and it covered a lot of stuff. Like when I went to like, and I've been on that plan for the past like 2-3 years, but because my hours got cut at work, I don't make enough to qualify for the subsidy. And if I wanted to have insurance, I would have to pay $500 something a month. Like if I had the money to pay that, I wouldn't be on fucking healthcare.gov looking for a fucking plan. Anyways, that being said, the whole idea is I pay you money, shit happens, you do something about it. You don't do something about it, that doesn't make you a very good insurance company. So these people are more like, and we've seen it year after year, these people are more inclined to keep those monthly premiums in their pocket rather than dish it out to help people out when it's needed.
And you know what else is crazy? That these numbers that you get on these bills, they're all made up fucking numbers. It's not what the insurance are paying these fucking, but they're not paying these like $6 million bills. Like,
mind you,
inflated fucking numbers.
$90, like what was it, like $90 for a bag of saline that cost the hospital
like some fucking bullshit
like $2. I mean,
Slender, what do you think?
Having a baby costs like 20 grand, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Slender, what do you think about it?
You ask for an itemized bill.
Oh yeah, I've done that move before. I've been told, oh no, we don't do that. I'm like, oh cool, I'm not gonna pay them. I'm like, I'm not paying for that shit.
Yes, they do have to provide it, but they will give you grief.
Oh yeah. No, in the end, I had insurance. Oh, I went to like urgent care, and the doctor's like, "Oh, you have a hernia." By the way, it was just a cyst on my belly button. The doctor's like, "Oh, you have a hernia. You should go to emergency." Go to emergency. I'm there for a couple hours. They do a couple tests, and then obviously the doctors are there like, "Oh, who sent you here? Because this is just a cyst. It'll pop. You'll be fine." $1,200, emergency bill later. I'm just, I tried to get the itemized stuff and the back and forth, and then eventually I just said, "Fuck that! I'm not paying this." Nothing ever came of it though. But fuck them.
Well, mind you, again, like all these hacks do is help you with the emergency. Like you can never follow up. You can't get no pain meds.
Yeah.
Right.
But $1,200 for a doctor to say, "Hey, that other doctor is an idiot," is insane. And I still had to pay the urgent care doctor to give me a wrong diagnosis.
Oh, that's the worst.
But do we think that all this speaks to a general mistrust between us and them?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yes. I believe there's always been quite a bit of mistrust between insurance companies and the general public, but there's been no real way to fight it.
So now we have murder.
Well, until now.
Even now, it's not really going, unless we see some major changes, it's not going to change anything. Yeah. Like I said, behind every CEO is a board of investors. It's not just the CEO that's making these decisions.
No, you're right.
He is.
It's kind of the same example of like, think about it, like, well, just what we saw recently. Like someone tried to assassinate a president.
Someone did in the past.
Well, I'm saying like, we've seen it happen, but that president, he's just a figurehead of a board of directors, basically.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't change much. It just sends a message. And, what I can compare this to is people are that desperate that they think that's a good idea. The same reason why that little kid in Iraq blows himself up. You understand? Like, this is a different situation, but it's the same mentality. And I don't believe the distrust is as much with healthcare in general. I believe it's become a major point of distrust, like when it comes to the class system, if you will. Like, it's like people, whatever, if you're a CEO or if you're making a shitload of money, like Elon, whatever, people are gonna fucking hate you. It's gonna happen. People are going to complain about something with that. They're going to recognize an inequality or an injustice. And well, that's why it's very, like I said, it's very important for me to or for people to, keep these individuals in check. But how do you do that? Like, that is the big question. How do you do that when there's always something bigger pulling the strings?
Maybe shoot a few of it. I don't want to advocate violence here. So,
well, it's just the problem is you shooting people. Okay, you tried to send a message, but then what action are you doing to actually follow up on that message?
from jail, I don't know how much that. Maybe it's again sparking this conversation because that's my argument. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he did this just so that we can talk about it, and maybe then it's our job to take up that flag and start that movement. It could be that again. If that's the case, I find value in the murder. But when it
I can
comes
see
to
that
like,
side.
when it comes to the like the mistrust, a lot of I feel like it comes from two ways and it depends on the person. When we talk about it and we're a little more like hands on with it because of helping our parents. When we talk about it, we feel like the mistrust comes from greed. When our parents or most other people talk about it, I feel like that mistrust is born from a misunderstanding of what their health insurance does or what because there's different like when we have private health care, there's different fucking like levels of insurance. There's different fucking like there's the shit insurance and then there's this god tier insurance like and then everything in the fucking that lies in the
Your
middle.
insurance is like a rent payment.
Well, yeah, exactly. But just based on that, like we don't understand. There's this whole the middle ground between it. We don't understand like what these insurances, the differences between them, what they cover. Because when you sign up for an insurance, unless you have like some initiative to go out, which again, think about your parents on this. When you sign up for insurance, they give you a fucking book, right? You don't read the book. They give you a card, they give you a book, you don't read the book, you don't fucking think about it. You go to a doctor one day when you break your arm or some whatever the fuck. You go to the doctor one day, you have to fucking give your insurance. That's when you find out if your insurance works or not. That book tells you what the fuck the insurance actually does. No one reads the book. It's a fucking book that fucking thick. You're not going fucking through it. There's no one sitting unless you look for them. And you got to go through a bunch of fucking red tape and hours of fucking waiting time to get to the person. There's no one that sits there and goes, listen, dude, this is what we offer. This is what we do. This is what your insurance is. There's no one breaking it fucking down.
Well, that goes back to the like circle of like our education system fucking blows. Like
failed us.
Nobody teaches our taxes. Nobody teaches how insurance works. Like nobody teaches like real life fucking scenarios.
So when you
I would also like to argue that our education
age,
system plays into the whole thing.
That
Because when you go into college, what do they really explain to you about the whole process and everything in general?
Tuition's a fucking mystery to most people too, but you're expected to get a loan to pay that shit off. Like,
No, I was getting an itemized list for my tuition. I can pull up the ones I got right now.
I understand.
My brother did the same thing.
But 17, 18-year-old being told to take a loan to go to this college, you got this many credits, and it takes this to do it. Like that's a fucking lot, dude. And they don't really explain it to you, like all that.
And it wasn't always like that, Zero. Like,
yeah, it wasn't like that when I like. Let's say, like, here's the thing: are they really dependent on what school you went to?
Oh, and that's the other thing. Oh, if you go to this school, X, Y, and Z. You go to this school, X, Y, and Z. You'll get this job. You get all these fucking promises, and then it doesn't turn out to be like that at all. Like I went to Dade, dude. I didn't even go to like FIU or anything or UM or anything. I got my 4 years at fucking college. Got my bachelor's, and I fucking got a good ass job. I didn't have to go to fucking FIU, UM, fucking any of these fucking crazy schools. Like I'm making a good living. It's all the fucking hype.
But
that's why I brought my ass back to school. Like I had to drop out because of long story short, shit happens out on these streets. And that's basically what I'm trying to do right now over at the school I'm at. I'm just in fact, I'm actually going through the fucking syllabus for my next class as we speak. That's why I've been so quiet these past couple minutes.
But going back to bringing this back to the healthcare thing. I feel like yes, one. We didn't have an education system that helped us parse through this when we were high school students, and now on top of that, the healthcare company that you're signing up for doesn't really provide a good way of teaching you this shit. So like there is going to breed from this climate mistrust because of misunderstanding. Misunderstanding always breed that's hand in hand with mistrust. If you can't understand it, how the fuck can you trust it? So I feel like when we start trying to figure out like how do we fix this? And I'm not seeing it in this generation. I got kids, they go to school. I think we need to start, yes, at the education system. I think we need to start with letting fucking kids know in their high school level, like, hey, real world shit, insurance, taxes, finances, stock market. This shit should be learned. Credit. This shit should be understood before you leave high school because it immediately starts applying. We just sat there for fucking, we had a 10-minute deport on fucking student loans. Like this shit becomes immediately important, like once you graduate. So we need to start teaching kids at that level. And then healthcare insurances need to start dumbing down their policies so that fucking layman can read them. There should never be a book that thick with jargon for you to understand your fucking insurance because there's people that are not going to be able to read that fucking book. And those are the people that are more probable to need the insurance than people like us that'll sit there and fucking read the book. Like insurance needs to be dumbed down. It needs to be better understood by a layman, by an uneducated person, by an old person, somebody senile, somebody that forgets all the time. Like these things need to be easily understood, man. And they're not. And it creates a mistrust. And then you get to starting to wonder, well, is it greed? Is it they're fucking me over? You know, this shit starts to happen.
Well,
go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right though. But there's one bottom line here. Greed. Like we already talked about it earlier. Like think about it. Like look, if you go to the hospital, what? Just a bed in an emergency room is $1,500 a day. Or no?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, an ambulance ride to that hospital.
$2,000-$3,000.
Oh yeah, don't ever get on an ambulance, guys. Don't ever do that.
Oh, obviously.
Bro, if you gotta go to the hospital, fucking Uber. It's cheaper.
Uber your bloody corpse over to the hospital.
Yeah, like hey,
man, last time I tried, them people stopped me. That was like, no, we gotta call the ambulance and shit. I'm just like, no, don't put me on the Wii U wagon. I ain't got money like that. You know you ain't paid me like that.
Don't put me on the ambulance.
The ambulance.
I ain't gonna lie, I still ain't paid that shit. All right.
Yeah, I last time I had to go in an ambulance, I didn't pay it either.
Yep.
But then again, as soon as I got stabilized, I was like already at the bar, fucking shotgunning beers and fucking.
So this bleeds into like kind of my next question which is like, what are our opinions of the private healthcare insurances in America right now? Like how they operate and shit. I mean,
they got too much fucking money.
Yeah, I don't think they actually operate. Like I don't think they do much of anything. So really, once again, comes in the idea of regulation. So, I mean, I think we've all had like been a part of a subject like this where it's like, okay, do we believe in socialized medicine? Do I think socialized medicine is a good idea for all people? Absolutely not. That's why there needs to be a private option as well. Like we have Medicare or some bullshit things that don't work anywhere, but we actually need a system in our country that we do pay into because we already do pay into it every day. It's called our fucking taxes. But for some reason, we can't get proper health care, but they can get a $40 billion super carrier that doesn't work. You know, look at the money
Or
invested
spend
into
like 30
Lockheed.
billion on internet connection and connect absolutely nobody.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. Like that's what the tax dollar. If you ever look at the Pentagon breakdown of like the little things.
I would love to know a Pentagon breakdown.
Didn't
of
they
what
lose
we-
7 billion?
Bro, $700 for a toilet seat.
That's insanity.
Money laundering, baby.
That's what it is. Like I'm
Cocaine
saying, you
money.
look at the breakdown from there. Like
Hey, $857 million went up in smoke over at the Pentagon, and nobody knows where the fuck it went.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants
bro, audit
to
it.
question that.
Yep.
Audit the fucking Pentagon, bro.
But it's not just that
The
high.
Black
of a
Ops
level
niggas,
as
they
well.
going nuts out there, dude.
Oh, bro, you will not.
Didn't you
laugh
hear
on
about the what was it? I think it was a city park where they had like a couple $1 million bathroom or something.
Yeah,
Fuck
Yep.
I did hear about that. That's insane. Like, yeah, you're right.
Even in that case, though, at least it's being put back into the public. Unlike that $40 billion aircraft carrier, or better yet, all the degenerate donations to Israel. Like it's
we
a
got
thing.
full circle.
Well, some people would argue
yeah.
that is being put back to the public, but I agree that is not being put back to the proper public.
I mean,
Correct.
No, yeah, you're right. He's right about that. It's not going to where it needs to be. It's I have this issue with private healthcare insurances because there's so much money being moved in that healthcare system for the people that are supposed to benefit from it to not be benefiting like the way they should be. I feel like people that use this healthcare system benefit the least from it, and the people that operate the healthcare system benefit the most from it. And that shouldn't be. I don't feel like that should be the system. Like, granted, people got to make their money. I get it. It's capitalist society. We all got a mortgage. I get it. But we're not. There's like this supreme unbalance between what they make and earn from the healthcare system and what we get from the healthcare system. We're not benefiting at all with how this is. And I feel like that needs to be, and not to sound like a fucking socialist or anything, capped. Motherfuckers should not make that much money in a system we're not getting any benefits from. Like, either cap the money that they're fucking earning or start giving us more of the healthcare benefits. Like, things should not be this fucking expensive. I agree. The numbers have got to be made up. There's no fucking way shit is that fucking expensive for simple basic things.
Hey,
Like,
Monkey,
go ahead.
where's your hammer and sickle at?
I'm fucking
Fucking commie.
I'm working on it, dude.
Wait, hold up. Did somebody say hammer and sickle?
Wait. Is that what I see in that little?
Nah.
He's about to go Russia.
Yo, you should have seen his Obama thing earlier.
Oh my god! Like, I saw the mask out, but I already put the suit on.
Since
I'm
we're
gonna-
already on
I'm
that,
gonna turn my camera back on like the longest time ago. I already
Yes.
took the suit off and everything.
yes,
Yeah, man.
American Zero. So
Yeah.
listen,
All right.
since we're
Oh,
already
before you
continue, I have to get going for now because I also have to work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm kind of
It
getting
Alright,
was
Slendy.
great talking to you all. I will be
Hey,
here for
sorry
the
for
next
popping
one.
off at you, dude. Like, I was just like mad passionate about the subject.
It's understandable. It's great to hear when people are passionate about stuff.
Yeah, man.
all right, Slender. Until next week. I'll
Love you,
figure out
Slender.
Until
another
next
date.
time, Slender.
All love, everyone. See you later.
All right, bro. All right, so when we're talking about like since we're already on the subject of fucking communism, we might as well just deep dive into that bitch real quick. What do we feel about? How do we feel about the single payer healthcare system? Free, healthcare for all. Like how Canada does it?
I mean, I hear a lot of people, hate on the subject, but here's the thing: people who need medical care, like who need care, get it. Maybe a bit longer, but they still get it. But there also are instances where, giving the government any kind of power and that kind of thing is usually never ends well. But I see it work for, people in England all the time. I see it work for my friends in Europe. Like, what I'm saying? Like, even then, like, I mean, not just, not just single pay healthcare, but dude, even their schooling, bro. My ex-girlfriend was English and she had like a full-blown college degree at 16.
Nice.
And you know what? They taught her something worthwhile, coding. Like, I'm saying, like, they have
work.
what was that?
I was saying it can work. It can work.
Can. The question is, can we do it as Americans? And I think Americans are too, well, for lack of a better term, brainwashed by the idea of this capitalism versus communism thing, but don't realize the majority of the world operates on a mixture of socialized medicine, like free education, etc. Yet they still have a free market. As a matter of fact, those countries that operate like that, they all have a stronger dollar than us. Not Canada, though. Canada sucks.
Wait, hold on.
Leave Canada.
But yes, comrade, I believe.
Hey!
Tommy Zero.
Commie Zero has people in the chat.
Wait, I must find Kami hat.
Tell me you have the what the fuck is wrong with that guy hat.
He has.
No.
I thought you had that fuzzy.
I couldn't find my.
I wanted the one with the ear
with
flap.
The ears, with the ear
I
flap. Yeah.
I don't know where that is. I have
And
one.
the
but I
beaver
don't know.
skin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was
But
gonna pull out.
all jokes aside, though, like, listen, and there's two ways I look at this. First off, the whole idea that, in theory, communism should work. However, communism is, and in history, has proven to be a shorter pathway.
Sad
All right.
lifespan.
Personally, I mean, because that's why we had this anti-communist sentiment like baked in. Actually, wait, hold on. That's why we have the anti-communistic sentiment like literally baked into American culture, because we've seen how it doesn't work. I mean,
But
all right, anyways,
that
on the flip side, we do have socialist type deals, which would reflect some of the aspects of pure communism. However, within a controlled a controlled democratic like fucking system that we all agree to. Hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. So, to a degree, that's one of the reasons why the United States has been as successful and has lasted as long as it has. A lot of times when I have these people and they're around me and they're like, my, socialism this, socialism that, I just look them straight in the eye and I'll be like, look, in your possession, you have a small card, little blue card, like this big, all right? 9 little numbers on it in your name. Don't believe in socialism? Fork it over. Not going to fork it over? Shut the fuck up.
Damn. I mean, it's called Social Security.
So
Like you're
you were
literally
fan
putting money into a system to help everybody out, and then when it's your turn to get help, whatever money you put into it, you get back.
So you would be in favor of single payer healthcare?
Yes, undeniably, yes.
What do you think, Charles?
I
You a
think we
communist?
do need something of that sort, but I think it's going to be very difficult given, and I'm a big old Maha guy also. I think this country is too unhealthy to sustain a healthcare for all where claims aren't gonna bankrupt any single form of anyone paying evenly. Like if we all pay for like, we'd have to all pay a lot because a lot of us are just fucked up with a million problems. So in order for this system to sustain itself, and when people start going to the doctor and stop ignoring their issues, like we're kind of fucked as a country. I mean, again, it's all good. These are all good things that are good in paper, but there's so many variables involved in having a system where 300 million people are paying into it, and more than half of those are using it in extreme values because we're so fucked up with a million different things that, like, I don't know. I feel like other countries, at least from that perspective, have. It's kind of like why they have a higher life expectancy than us, and why they are, in a way, healthier than us. So, stuff that definitely worth looking into, kind of exploring. I think we don't necessarily need it here if we can cut out a lot of the fat and corporate ladders that exist in the private sector, to where we really need to minimize the people profiting off like the healthcare industry. Like just keep the vital part, like kind of like what we're planning to do with the government, right? Cut the waste, cut the extra legs that don't, the middleman that recommends, that get in touch, like the guy who gets the insurance company in touch with the doctors to get kickbacks on this, to raise the cost of the medicine because they're paying the dude that talks to the doctor to push their product A, B, and C. So like we need to just start cutting a lot of the people that are making money along the way, that just gets either the service, the doctor, or the product, the medicine, to people. Like we just need to make that way more direct process, like a wholesale. Like you're almost making sure that everyone has access to wholesale medicine.
All right, I got one more question, and then terrorism, and then we're done. Because I don't think we're definitely not gonna have time for porn up.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap up. It's 1 a.m.
All right, so one more question, then we'll do terrorism. We'll go to bed.
Are we talking about Buffalo?
No. Are we happy with the current state of healthcare?
No, I don't think anybody is.
I didn't think so either. That's a no across the board, right? No zeros
No.
across the board. I don't understand where they get these fucking statistics where people are happy about their healthcare system. Anyway, okay.
They're made up like the hospital bills and costs
And the election polls and all that stuff.
I need to know where these polls happen. Do you ever get polled for this shit? I never get polled.
I've never been polled.
Fucking insane.
But if you
All
think about it, the only time you get something like that is like what we saw, the past few elections, where you get those random texts to your phone like, "Oh, stand with Donald Trump." It's like, bro, like where'd you even come from? Like, who are you?
So 2 days into 2025, we had 2 terrorist attacks. 2. I think they all happened in the same day, so technically we were only 1 day into 2025. In New Orleans, I'll make this one quick. I don't need to go through the whole kit and caboodle because this was really recent. In New Orleans, 15 people were killed, 35 were murdered, were injured. When some wackadoo with a ISIS flag drove a pickup truck through Bourbon Street, hitting everybody that was partying down there for the Sugar Bowl and for New Year's Eve. He was shot and killed by cops in a shootout after fucking slaughtering people up and down Bourbon. Hours later in Vegas, in front of the Trump hotel over there, another person had parked a Cybertruck that he ended up shooting himself in and blowing the truck up. Nobody, I think was injured in that or hurt. No, 7 people were injured. Nobody was killed in that. The blast didn't really do anything. So craziness has already started happening in the country. So already this has started to bring up questions. I know in one of these attacks, Donald Trump had started to allude to immigrants. Like he made this an immigration thing, even though both of these guys were citizens of the country. So since this is already a question, is there a legitimate problem with the United States citizens being radicalized by overseas terrorist organizations? And why do we think that is?
I think there's more. That's more of like, in my opinion, that's more of a problem you're going to see in Europe than here. Like just because of the migrants that have crossed into Europe. So a lot of people are getting roped into like overseas terrorist organizations like ISIS. There, I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty rare here to see that. And when we do see it, well, I'm sure the first question that gets raised is FBI. Like, is this like a false flag kind of thing? 9 times out of 10, I hear people say these incidents, whether it's a school shooting or whatever, is a false flag. Like, I don't get the logic. I get the idea, like they want to,
I'm sure that's something Alex Jones can answer.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got plenty of answers.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
The Heat have just lost in double overtime to the Kings, by the way.
We're doing great.
Poverty.
But I think the biggest influence of radicalization here in this country is the actual country. The issues that we're facing, the things that we are dealing with. Like, and bro, like it's funny. Just to bring it back to what you said, Monkey. It's like, of course, dude is gonna blame migrants or immigrants. Like, you remember when the eating the dogs, the eating the cats thing? That was this American citizen. Like, that one person that actually did eat somebody's cat in their front yard was born in Ohio, lived in Ohio, in the same town as that. So it was not a Haitian.
Were they high on meth?
It was just, I mean, let's get real. It was a black woman. She had like a shaved-ish head. She was like had blood on her face from eating the cat. Didn't even speak when she was spoken to. Like, this is something that has to do with more than about mental illness, which goes back to healthcare. But see, those little things, instances like that, whatever it is, like somebody unmedicated, unable to get ahead in life, you're seeing Americans radicalize. Like, it's just going to happen, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse.
I think it has a lot less to do with healthcare and a mental issue. I don't think. I know that that's probably a factor in extremists that like perform terrorist acts that kill people. That there's probably an element of mental problems with people that do that. However, I don't think being radicalized to the point of sympathizing with overseas terrorism is something that's like born out of a mental disability or whatever. I honestly think this is more of a common issue that is happening right now. I think it's a lot to do with misrepresentation of global conflicts that we are in especially when it comes to things like the Middle East. I think in the last few years, the Middle East thing with Israel and Palestine, and even before that, our wars over there with Iraq in the last decade and Afghanistan, and how like that just ended in the Biden administration, and that was trash. Like, I think over the years we've become sympathetic towards the other side of the coin in those conflicts. I don't think we're very sympathetic towards Israel as we used to be. Like, I know our government is, but I don't think we as a people in America are by default just sympathetic to Israel as we used to be, which is to me kind of bothersome. But I think that it's becoming easier to radicalize towards those sympathetic feelings because we're being the conflict is being misrepresented by our media and by our colleges. I feel like our colleges are not teaching these conflicts in a biased or an unbiased manner. I think there is, depending on where you are and who your professor is, a slight tilt leaning somewhere depending on where you get this historic information, and it leads to a misunderstanding of the conflicts and the nuances of those conflicts, and that leads to radicalization. So like, yeah, I think when it comes to like answering the question of is there a legitimate problem with US citizens being radicalized, yeah. Do I think it's a huge problem? No. I also think that kind of has to do a little bit with the immigration question. We let a lot of these guys in from out of the country. They come in here, they spread their ideas, and I mean, some people are, sponges to those ideas. And it works both ways around because you can flip this coin on Israel too. Israelis come in here and fucking spread their ideas just the same. So I mean, yeah, I think there is a legitimate problem because these guys were U.S. born. These were not overseas terrorists. We had one that was flying an ISIS flag. The other one, we don't even know if he's a terrorist yet, but he seems pretty terroristy.
Pretty terroristic.
He definitely did something with the effect of making a message. I'm not quite sure what the message was yet. We're still looking into that one, the Trump one, but
Does anybody? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Anybody else like wondering what is the deal? Now, this is, if I'm correct, I think I posted it in the chat a while back. This is the second time somebody tried using a Cybertruck, to blow something up.
Which I have so many questions about that.
It's such a bad idea.
First off, I'm going to get a little lefty here for a little bit here, so forgive me, Charles. Is it true that Elon Musk was able to unlock that vehicle remotely?
You probably can, yeah.
Yeah,
And
this is the scary part about it. Yeah.
Is it true that he was also able to pull video from the vehicle?
That's probably also true, yeah.
Why does he have the ability to do that?
Exactly.
Buddy, it's all modern technology. You don't think that shit's watching you? This is why I drive a 25-year-old car. I want zero technology in my car. Hold up. I'm going to cover. Okay, so you guys said a lot of logical stuff about terrorism and U.S. homegrown, fucking problems. You know what?
Yeah.
The CIA and FBI, they control everything, okay? Okay, so
It's late
these
in the night,
globalists, when they wanna attack, they get into our systems. They have access to all this technology, and when they want to take you out, you are gone. These globalists have control over everything. They will kill you the second they want to. And let me tell you, Elon, as good as he is, as good as he's on his side, you know who else is controlling all that technology?
The people at the FBI, the people at the CIA, they all have all that technology to take you out whenever they want. So you don't come back and say that Elon is the only one that has access to the technology. Because these people have technology for the past 40 years. 40 years they can take you out, they can snipe you out, they can shoot you, they can kill you, they can burn you, they can take you out whenever they want.
We're unhinged in the 1 a.m. hour, dude. Holy shit. This is it. This is the Alex Jones moment. By the way, I have learned there is no room for segments. Forget Brendan's clock minute. That's fucking cooked.
Can we get a turn the frogs gay?
They're all here, they're turning all the frogs gay.
Okay, I'm
Every
back.
second, the water, the contamination, you don't even know what they're doing to you.
Alex, are we doing enough to weed out domestic terrorism inspired by Islamic extremists?
The terrorists are in our country. They're coming in every day. That's why Trump is fighting the border wall. And these goddamn Democrats, they've let them all come into our
We
country.
do a lot more with
blow
domestic
you up.
terrorism than we do Islamic terrorism, but that's a whole
Don't
other
you
story.
argue with the facts. The facts is the globalists want these people to come into our country to destabilize, to push their globalist agenda on our country. We are finally going to be free, and now these people are trying to destabilize before Trump.
Oh, wait. Did
trying
you
to
say?
kill us
Did you
all.
just say globalist? As a you mean like Elon Musk?
Yes.
Elon Musk is the savior of humanity.
But he's not American. He comes from
It
the other
doesn't
side of
matter
the
where
globe.
he's from. God damn it.
From the other side of the
goddamn
globe.
liberals. The goddamn liberals do not understand.
On the other side of
that
the, he's on the opposite hemisphere.
Anti-humanity. You are anti-humanity. Elon is pro-humanity. He is pro-freedom of speech.
Pro-white humanity.
Oh, shit.
Let me tell you, a fat cracker like me has all sorts of connections. All sorts of connections. Black, white, Asian, brown people. All you can take. The people.
So why you want to
enemy
hire a
of the
bunch of
state.
people on H-1B or H-1Bs instead of just, hey, let's get some Americans and make them smart enough to do the job?
You are an enemy of humanity.
Oh my god. Oh.
This guy
You know exactly what he'd say too. All right, exactly what he'd say too, bro.
You are an enemy of humanity.
You said you are the enemy of humanity, bro. Like, holy shit.
Oh,
all right. So,
Zero,
what do you?
I gotta step away for a minute. I have to step away.
He's like, I can't. He says he can't. He's tapping out. He's tapping out.
Zero. Are we doing enough to weed out domestic terrorism inspired by Islamic extremists?
Well, I mean, no, we're not. Because if we did, it wouldn't happen in the first place. I mean, that's as cut and dry as it gets. However,
how do you think we prevent such things?
Well, let's start by actually living up to the mottos and credos that we've been fucking being fucking indoctrinated with since our fucking youth. Think about it. If somebody didn't have a problem with America, they wouldn't want to attack America. Right?
Which I love your dedication, man. I do. I actually admire your dedication. Zero, man, you are steel-willed, my friend, bro. Like, you have got a spine bigger than mine, and I thought I had a fucking pretty good solid spine, bro. Like, you're dug in.
See, here's the thing about me most people don't know. See, normally I'm very nice. I'm often soft-spoken. I'm very non-confrontational. But it's gotten to the point where people stop respecting my motherfucking gangster. So I got 2025, man. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. That
I thought he was gonna accidentally reverse his border position. I really thought he was gonna accidentally reverse it.
Nope.
And no, he fucking stood firm on that, bitch. I gotta give you credit. I
I
not
stand on
see that
business,
shit.
baby.
All right. Well, I don't agree. We need to stop letting these motherfuckers into the country. Those the
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. But you did say domestic terrorists. Those are people that people came in the country.
I get that, but they were inspired by Islamic extremists. Okay, and there's a lot of these motherfuckers in here right now. Keep letting them cross the border. On top of that, we're also allowing their media to be way too accessible. Like to hit on a deeper, not popular red pill talking point. Their media is super accessible, bro. Like they're all over Telegram, they're all over X. You can find fucking
TikTok.
groups on TikTok. Like this media is extremely accessible. Now I'm gonna make a point, and then y'all can go from there. If we're gonna sit here and fucking delete Donald Trump's Twitter and fucking delete my Facebook 1,000 times because I used the word cunt and fucking censor Facebook speech and all this other speech and then sit there and say, well, it's the TOS. Why the fuck is it so goddamn accessible to find headless fucking people on these social platforms talking about, yeah, fucking death to America? Why is that?
Those are the ones that say that they allow free speech. Those are the ones that get populated by people that want to say the N-word without having to get in trouble for it. So let me finish. So keep in mind, because Twitter actually was cleaning itself up before they got bought out by Elon. Remember that?
Man,
Yeah, they were.
So when Elon bought it, he just opened the fucking floodgates. So yeah, you're getting everything you want, but you're getting everything that you don't want at the same time.
I got banned.
Like I was saying, like I said early, this motherfucker. Anyways,
that's what happened.
But that sentiment.
I'm gonna bring a shorty over. Let's go beat your ass for saying that. Anyways,
you're gonna bring a tranny over who's gonna beat me? No, thank you.
Listen,
come on, you'll like it.
I'll let you.
All jokes aside.
I want to say before you finish, that sentiment is all over Facebook. It's all over Instagram. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Snapchat. It's not just Twitter. It's also the other fucking platforms.
Because if you allow one, if you allow one kind of extremist rhetoric, you have to allow them all.
But I still can't call Charles a fucking retarded cunt for telling me some shit about Tua and not get banned for 30 days on Twitter. Or on Facebook. Like I still actively cannot do that.
Hold up, BRB.
Anti-minded Harry Scott.
I only know this because I keep getting
down, Alex.
Oh yeah, man, I'm doing a political podcast with my boys right now. You should like tune in. We're like we're fucking going in right now.
Are we getting a new listener, or is this someone protesting? I can't tell.
Yo, he's promoting the fucking pod, dude. Let him work.
If I can do what?
All right, hold on. This isn't a terrorist call, is
sorry,
it?
I can't. No, it's not. Wait, hold on. Oh shit. Oh fuck! I need to answer this on the phone. Let me call you back, girl.
The Tabernacle's lying. It's the FBI. They've already gone on to us. We're not gonna have a second episode. There will be no second episode. You're gonna have to catch us on a radio transmission platform because it'll no longer be on this channel because they are on to us. They are on to us. They don't want us to talk. We're anti-globalist program, and they don't want us to spread the word of the knowledge that we need to send to the people so they can fight back. We need to fight back.
Listen, like I said before, though, it's all like I said, we're like way earlier in the podcast. A lot of the aspects of modern day American culture is based off of a balance of bullshit.
So serious.
And that's one of those things. If you're gonna let these yahoos fucking get a platform, you have to get the rest of the yahoos got a fucking platform. And quite frankly,
they're still fucking banning me for calling Charles a retarded.
I just want a platform.
You know why? Because
I need a platform. I can call you a cunt. a cunt, maggot, anything. I need to call you anything I want. If the terrorists can talk to you, I can talk to you however I want.
Wait, no, let me tell you like this, and I'm not
Listen,
gonna,
it's even a program
I'm
on
not
bot to
gonna
detect
repeat.
like
Listen,
text.
I'm not gonna repeat what Charles said, but I can say
Alex Jones.
as of January fucking 1st, I think it was, or 2nd, we're still getting banned for using
Cunt.
Cracker.
no slurs.
Hey, that's
We'll just
racist
say
as fuck.
slurs,
Hey, AP says it's not okay. We're good.
right? Like Charles had this whole opening where he was like, "Hello," and then a whole bunch of slurs, and we're still getting fucking hit for that. All right, so like, it's not working. Like, if they can hit me for calling him a retarded cunt, and he's still not allowed to say the N word in public, even if it ends with an A at the end, then
Big difference.
like we should probably maybe do something about the terrorist propaganda. On top of that, Hassan Piker should not have a fucking show.
No, he
Like,
shouldn't.
period.
No, he shouldn't.
Like that guy should just not
Agreed.
have something on the internet.
Wait,
So like any rules that we set up that eliminates that, I'm totally for it. But like, yeah, no, the propaganda is too accessible. Dude.
Well, if you remember, do you remember? I can't remember what it was called. It was a 4chan thing, actually. When they started, okay, so when you were talking about how regular or how easy it is to access that kind of, like terrorist shit on Twitter or X, whatever, like 4chan, if I remember, started getting involved with this to the sense of like they started realizing, after I guess ISIS, I don't know, I think they fucked with Anonymous or something. And the thing is, what Anonymous started to do was like I don't know how many people were involved, but mass reporting these accounts, cleaned out a bunch of them, like cleaned out a lot of their social media accounts. But how they're going about this is like they're inviting you to these kind of pages, like whether it's like some fake e-girl, whatever, and then they're hacking your page. Then you've now become a vessel for their propaganda as well. It's very hard to nail these people down. And the thing is, like, when you sit there and you look, a prime example, like, was during the 2015 election or 2016, whatever. It's like, you notice people, a lot of fake accounts popping up, a lot of bots popping up, pushing propaganda. Like, some only had 5 or 10 friends. Like, but the thing is, they were pumping out that kind of propaganda. And it was like, if you look at the picture, it's a cute girl or an old lady or some guy sitting in a little podcasting, but that person doesn't exist. It's a sock puppet account, and a lot of these things are sock puppet accounts, and it's going to be very hard to control.
Not wrong. And Elon was trying to control that, and they just made it.
Well, when
worse.
Elon was buying like Twitter, he had that whole thing like, "Hey, how many of your accounts are fucking bots?" And they just didn't want to tell him.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
then
He
he
did that whole
stopped
lawsuit.
caring.
Well, not applicable here. Do we agree with Donald Trump's sentiment about the current American immigration system's inability currently to filter criminal immigrants and prevent them from accessing the country?
I mean, again, I think we talked about it earlier. The immigration system here is fucked. Like, from intake to processing to making decisions, it's all just fucking fucked. So,
okay, it's almost 1:30. I got one more question.
I'm about to pass out or turn it full Alex Jones. I don't know which one.
We're going home.
You're going full Alex Jones. You're going full Alex.
Do we
hey, let's be real. We need like a clip of that rant for promotion.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get it.
Yeah, like we need that.
Do we have a reason to see this? It's last question. It's probably gonna take us a half hour to get through. Do we have a reason to worry about a ramp up on terrorism in the near future? And why do we think that reason may be?
Nah, because nah. I seriously doubt that, because I tell you this right now. If there's some crazy terrorist act actually gets pulled off here, the backlash from that is gonna be like, for instance, let's say you're from like the Middle East, and you're gonna attack America because of what's happening in the Middle East, then what's stopping Donald Trump from to be like, you know what, Israel, just do what you want to do.
It's not an office
you know
yet,
what I'm saying? I mean, he will be.
but he's not yet.
Not yet. I mean, yeah, maybe for another week and a couple days.
Till the 20th.
I mean,
I've got a father who's like super red pill, Newsmax, MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy. Like he's fucking MAGA to the bone. Like he fell for the QAnon thing. Like 100%.
Wild.
So
Fucking son of a pig farmer in Japan.
all my pops has been telling me is from the 6th to the 20th, don't go outside.
Oh my god, 2 weeks.
Like he knows I'm a DJ and shit, so he's like, don't take any fucking gigs, don't go anywhere public, don't do anything don't go anywhere.
car and think it's his.
The liberals.
The Chinese are outside. Chinese are coming. They're going to have 1 million employees. They're going to take us all out. They want to stop Trump from taking over their economy. So they're willing to send the Arabs. They're willing to send the Pakistanians. They're willing to send all these people, Chinese nationalists, into our country to attack us, to destabilize us, to make sure Trump does not take office. Because when Trump takes office, he's going to take down China. He's going to take down the globalist empire. He's going to take the Canadian Trudeau. That sucker Trudeau already stepped down. They're all scared of Trump. He's going to bring peace. He's going to bring humanity back to the light.
He's gonna give all the money and bombs to Netanyahu. Gaza's gone on the 21st.
So if I were Alex Jones, I'd probably say, yeah, we are gonna get attacked like at least 18 more times in the next 2 weeks.
Hey, let's be honest here. Despite what people believe, this country's pretty divided and fucked up right now. Not really wanting to stand behind the previous administration or this one.
Yeah.
But the one thing I can say is, like, remember what we saw last time around? What united this country?
9/11.
Yeah, we're gonna see another 9/11, or we're gonna have another major war just to keep this shit together, because that's how these people in power. That's how they keep, a country united. You always have to have an enemy. For some reason, humans think that way. And when you have
the enemy right now is the blue-haired liberal, bro.
Hey, man,
the enemy of the state.
Yeah, and the right-wing neo-Nazis that just come out of the woodwork.
The right-wing neo-Nazi, you're right?
Feds,
yes,
all feds. They have the uniform. They have the attire.
all
come
feds.
out. They come from the U-Haul trucks. You don't know where they're coming from. They don't know where they're going. They disappear. Nobody knows who they are. They wear a face. They're all feds. It's all inside to destabilize and separate the masses, so everyone's fighting, and then they let the globalists go to war, and then they don't let us unite. They don't want us to unite.
Spirit of 1776. You remember that Alex Jones rant where he's talking about Magellan? and these people want to idolize Justin Bieber. Slamming his hands down. He's like, liberty is rising. Liberty.
We'll never let you take our guns.
We're not gonna let you take our guns.
I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow.
We did good. This was all right.
Ooh.
Final thoughts before we end this shit show.
Last 30 minutes were the unhinged, where the show game unhinged. I like that.
This was a great show. This was fun. I mean,
Liberty.
kind of went off the rails there for a little while. Which,
Zero
by the way,
went off on the Slender Man.
my answer to the whole my terrorist worry thing is we're probably always under the threat of terrorism. I think until we stop liking Jewish people, which is probably never going to happen, we're going to always be under the threat of terrorism. Like, I don't think we were any more or less under the threat of terrorism before January 6th than they will be after. I don't think that that's just it. We're forever perpetually at terrorism level 0 or orange or however the fuck we're doing
Yellow.
that now. Like, that's it. We like Israel. We're fucked. That's it.
Do we still have a terror meter? Like, are we still doing that?
I don't know what a terror meter is anymore. If it is, it's at orange.
Shit's
If
deep
it's
red
not,
all the
it's
time, I'm sure.
Whatever.
Bro, like, I loved how they almost like scared all of us for never going back to school, but that terror meter, like, 9/11 years were rough, man. They were weird. They were fucking weird, bro.
People think that a fucking recession was what they had to worry about. Shit. COVID, fuck you.
We've lived through too many world events already.
COVID, I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, that was a big waste of time.
COVID, nah, dude. I woke up and went to fucking school, went to fucking American history, and then watched 2 planes go into towers. Well, granted, I watched one plane go into tower. It was a plane that happened off camera. Like, not being broadcasted. But still, woke up to a plane crash. That was crazy. I was like in 6th grade, too.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, dude, I was in 9th grade. I was in history class, and we just watched the movie Tora, which is like about the bombing of Pearl Harbor. The moment the movie turns off, the TV is on the news, and we see the plane hit, and we're like, "The fuck?"
Well, that's not normal. Is this still a movie?
Yeah. No. Bro, I remember they let us watch the TVs until I think 3rd period. Yep. After lunch, they turned all the TVs off. An announcement came over the speaker system and said, "Hey, teachers, do not, we're not going to be showing the news in the classes now." Like, bro, it was wild, dude.
I don't want to hear fucking about the fucking stock market. Full stop. For 3 days, we're gonna have fucking baseball for 2 weeks. We're gonna have football for a month. And then the first football game back was a Giant game. And you know how happy we were to see that? A Giant game? You know how fucking happy we were to see that? That was pathetic, dude. I don't want to hear shit. These kids don't know, man. All right.
Well,
all right, guys.
I don't got much of a voice left, so.
Let's
damn, Alex.
We'll be back next week.
I don't know what day we're gonna do this next week, but we're gonna do this someday next week. We have Pornhub to fucking go over.
Oh my god!
Took our burn.
Yo, by the time next week rolls around, you know how many events are gonna happen? We didn't even get to talk about Trudeau retiring, the drones.
Yeah,
we didn't cover we got so much more to go.
All right, then we got plenty to fucking argue about next week.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off.
Do you think Monday's really the day that we should be doing this?
Nah, Monday was just special because it's January
6th. Yeah, it was January 6th.
I mean, Wednesday works.
Just wanted to make sure. Wednesday after bowling.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right,
all right.
Do we have any outros for this program? No, that's it. Out. We out. Don't.
Yeah.
No, wait. I got you.
Zero, do thing.
Actually, I have my proper hat on this time. I actually got the proper hat on this time. All right. So there you have it. That was our first foray into unsolicited politics. You can check us out, UFA Pod. We're all over the place. We're on Mixer. I said Mixer. We're on Kick. We're on Rumble. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook under Unsolicited Fantasy Advice. We have unsolicitedpods.com where you can see all this chaos in one neat little spot. Other than that, feel free to check us out. You know what I'm saying? Sound off in the comments. Hop in the Facebook group. Talk some shit. I mean, we love engagement. We love going back and forth with our listeners and viewers and stuff like that. Listen, the world's fucked, so we might as well just be fucked right along with it. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm having fun. You having fun?
Yeah.
You having fun? You having fun? Yeah. We're all having fun here. So until next time, love, peace, and chicken greens. God bless America. And we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
They're turning the frogs gay. Good night.
You're turning the frogs gay.
It's a frog's game.